Hi everybody, it's your friend Corey at A Mighty Mushroom. I'm not speaking much. Yes, Jonathan, they actually did a great job. There are certain things that they couldn't do, like source, but I left a huge stock of things for them to do. And let's see, we have some drafts that were created while I was gone. And if this silly Google window would get out of my way, then I could go through some of them. I don't like this one. Light's not balanced. It's all off center. No, I couldn't really do that. Ugh, that looks terrible. I'm not even gonna do it. Dude, these all look really bad. I'm gonna get really mad in a second. Hi there. If you're in the chat, hello. I'm just completing some listings. I wasn't gonna go live. I need to do this, so I might as well do it live on the internet. Light is terrible. Slightly agitating me. And that would be great. Maybe you can teach me how to do that. I have no idea how to do that. Some script program. I'm not a programmer. Like, I used to make slot machines in high school, like, you know, but I don't know how to code anymore. Like, I was coding on Quick Basic in like 1996. Maybe a little bit of C++ and Fortran in college, but beyond that, no. I haven't done any. I don't even know what language you code in anymore. I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out. I'm kind of smart, I guess, sometimes. Yeah, that's good. Sorry if this is boring. Other people will pop in. So if you don't know about this channel, you haven't seen it before, it is a open forum. I have no idea where the chat window went. There it is. It's an open forum. That's the link. Here, I'll post it again. It's kind of, you come in, you hang out, and we all kind of talk while we're working. I'm a little bit low energy at the moment, so that's why I'm kind of just screen sharing from the get-go. Here's the link. I think some weird pachinko. I bought some weird pachinko machine. What does that have to do with anything? I did not do any sourcing on my vacation. I was on vacation with my family. I didn't really do any sourcing. My child requires a lot of attention and care, as does my wife. So I can't really deal with that kind of thing. This game is in great condition. Look at all the pieces are still in the bags. That's really weird. Why does it do that? Did you see that? Like, why is it? I don't want it. It's not letting. It's like, ugh. Why does eBay like this sometimes? See, like the X thing is way over here. Ugh. Killing me. Mexico was awesome. It was great. It's a lot of work to travel through Mexico, and prices are pretty high. It won't let you in? Oh. Well, that's not good. Let me see. Did you try the, here's the, I sent you an invite, Kayla. And try to send you another one. I have to stop screen sharing though. Hold on. That's the really annoying thing about Hangouts. You have to stop screen sharing to send an invite. Let's try again. Send another invite. Okay. And go back to screen sharing. All right. Share. I usually have a let's add a. I need to add a tab. How do we do that? God, I can't do anything. I'm really, really suffering right now. File, new tab. I can't even make. Ugh, I don't want a tab at the end. Ugh. Let's drag this one over here. This is how bad I am at doing anything. I have to just come over here somewhere. Okay. We'll put it right here. So that way when you close this one is here, and you can kind of do your little compy thing. This game, they didn't even open all the pieces. Look at that. Still in the bags. Nice little pewter figures. Pretty cool. I love custom monopolies. I found one today. Brian, the vegan flipper, you need to send me your email address so I can like add you to these hangouts so I can just send you the invite. Somebody try to click on that invite, please. Oh, there's Kayla. Okay, cool.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Well, no one.
I rebooted my computer. That's
so that's good. So tell everybody how to use this channel, Kayla.
Well, hold on. Let me put my headphones in so it's not so loud, and then I will tell everyone everything they need to know.
You're so good at that. I just need wine. Okay.
So how do we use this channel? So this is an open forum, meaning that if you are here and you are watching us live, you can click the link in the chat and you can join us. And what do we talk about? I don't know. eBay sometimes, mostly. Reselling, mostly. The meaning of life, and also apparently pickles. and freedom.
Pickles and freedom. Well, see, none of these have pick locations, so I'm going to let John figure that out. We ran out of space today.
Oh, no. Today?
Kind of, yeah.
Already?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I have the bathroom.
Person moving out, though?
Yeah, so she wanted to... See, she had a desk left in there, and she was just kind of, like, hanging around. Like, she just kind of left it. I don't know. Like, people, like, don't understand urgency sometimes. And
people are weird.
It drives me a little bit bonkers. And she was just like, yeah, I'll have that stuff out in, like, 2 weeks. And I'm like, dude, there's, like, a desk and a chair in here. I want to use this space. What are you talking about? Like, how much do you want for the desk? That's what I said.
I'll pay you. Just get out of my life.
Yeah, like, don't you, like, it's not a hint, but it's like, it's over with. Your stuff is out of there. You have your desk in there. It's like, yo, like, hey, Destroy family. I wonder if that's Dave. Dave Destroy.
Probably. The missus goes to bed at a normal hour.
Well, and the Dave stays up.
Krillin. Denver was fine.
That means it wasn't.
No, it really was. Fine is like, I had a lot of fun with Ty and Denali. The thrifting was good, and we had a blast. It was like a chill party the whole time. But I think that resellers tend to show, obviously, the best finds, right? They don't show the stuff that they find typically that is like boring. So I think we kind of had it inflated in our heads of how amazing it was going to be, and that it was just going to be this like thrift mecca. So I still hate the bins. That has not changed. But I tried. We spent like 3 or 4 hours at the bins the first day. It took everything in my power to like hang in there because I hated it. I don't like the bins. I don't like them. I hate them. Not my thing.
Yeah,
can't do it.
I can do it, but I'm like on your side. I had a ridiculous day where I walked in, there was nobody there, and they just moved in a bunch of awesome shoes, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go grab a cart, and I just filled my cart up with awesome shoes. But that doesn't happen every day. And I mean, I did find a Louis Vuitton wallet there, and it was totally random. You know what I'm saying? It's like in a bag of like napkins and CDs or whatever. But yeah, as a general rule, the quality of the merchandise is gross, and I'm sorry, but like, so it can be a rough crowd.
The crowd wasn't too bad. There was a lot of young children, and it made me really uncomfortable because it was like kind of sad.
Yeah, it's
and
not. I mean, some
they
people
were
have
all
to work.
miserable.
Yeah, I mean, people have to work, and
so I get it. You know, I don't begrudge anybody, but it was just kind of depressing. And
yeah, I find the bins depressing.
I just don't like digging through so much trash to maybe find a couple items that are decent. I'd rather go and pay a little bit more at a regular thrift store and find 50 items that are really good.
Yeah, me too. So,
and it feels like the bins, at least in my experience, is digging for a very long time to find stuff just to make it worth your time.
yeah, I think you're right. Well, you either trade money for time or time for money. There aren't a lot of exceptions to that rule. You know what I'm saying? Like the low hanging fruit is always like there's a lot of competition for the low hanging fruit. First of all, you know, anything that takes less effort has more competition. That's just like the laws of nature.
And people were definitely looking for different stuff than we were. You know, there were a couple pickers who were kind of similar to us, looking for similar things. But for the most part, people were just looking for things in bulk. So like people were not, and people who do the bins all the time already know this. I'm not like talking some, you know, new information here, but they were just looking for bulk items. And I think they were doing stuff like flea markets and, you know, stuff like that. So they didn't care that it was Target, you know, discards. That's not what I'm looking for, but they were fine with that. And so I saw these people with, you know, 3 or 4 carts full because they were just not picky with the product. And meanwhile, I had one cart and I think I filled up like half an IKEA bag.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, yeah, I'm in the same bin boat with you. I don't, it annoys me when people say it, but in this case, I think it's really true. Like they changed the pricing structure kind of significantly, and like my office is so close to the bin, so I can say like, you know, of a sample size of this, because I'll go like sometimes like for lunch I'll just grab something really quick, and then I mean I work a normal schedule and I hold myself accountable just like I hold my employees accountable. I take an hour lunch and I'll spend an hour there. Sometimes I go in before work, you know, like sometimes I go in after. But I can say that the general quality of that one has declined by 80%. I mean, I could easily before, only 2 years ago, walk in there and easily find $30 average items like everywhere. And now those are like the rare items, and you don't see items that, I mean, I found a pair of, you know, I found a Louis Vuitton wallet. I found a pair of Teaks there or whatever, you know, like there is stuff there, but I mean,
totally,
you would be there all day to find that one thing.
That was going to be my point, is like, I went and, you know, I did find a men's linen Burberry shirt, really nice looking. And it's even got like the Novacek collar. So it's probably a pretty good flip. And I paid, you know, less than $1 for it. That's fantastic. But my same time spent at a regular thrift store, even if I didn't find anything Burberry, I found more worth. You know, I found more money to make at a regular thrift store in the same amount of time. So it's just not for me. And I don't begrudge the people that enjoy it and like doing it. I say, have at it. But for me, I feel like my time is better spent at a regular thrift store.
Yeah, I think, and beyond that, like I feel like things end up at the thrift store. I'd say like 30% of things from thrift store are things that like didn't sell at like estate sales. I think that they donate tons of stuff to like Goodwill and, you know, Red, White, and Blue and some of the other places. So I kind of feel like I like to be the first one to the market and have, you know, the ability to pay. You know, in order to get those. People ask me all the time, like, how do you get items that are on average, you know, over $40? It's because like I get in to the, like, I want to be one of the first people to see the stuff trickling onto the market. I mean, that's just my own strategy. It works for me. Now it does have a saturation point, and I am nowhere near that saturation point. It is far, far away from where I am right now. So I know it exists, but I am so galactically far from it, it doesn't even matter. It is like it could be across the universe. Does that make sense? Hello?
Oh, I forgot I had muted myself. Yes.
Oh. Yeah, I am so galactically far. It's like crazy.
But the nice thing about this business is you can do it however you want.
Yeah, like I'm trying to grow. Not everybody is, and I frame my opinions, and you know, people. I mean, maybe more people listen to what I say than I even know. I have no idea. I kind of do this to really communicate with myself and hold myself accountable. That's what I loved about the YouTube channel initially, is that, I mean, if you're an idiot and like you're not accountable anyway, like it's okay. You can just make propaganda bullshit. But if you believe in accountability, like this is a record of your accountability. And I love having that like record. You could go back through all these videos. I mean, there's a couple we took down just because we didn't feel like they were fair to the person speaking and they could have been taken out of context or something like that. But for the most part, you know, this is an open forum that is archived unless somebody requests, you know, maybe personal information was given out, and maybe we'll go back and edit those at some point, but I just don't have the time, the willpower, or like the desire to do that. So I'm not going to.
I think we all pretty much stand by everything. I mean, I'll speak for myself. I stand by everything that I've said.
Oh yeah.
For myself and for other people.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's I'm saying I totally got off on a tangent there, but I don't know where we were coming from, but I somehow related accountability back to that. Like,
I'm sure it was good though.
Well, no, I love having the channel here because it holds you accountable for what you say because there's a record of it. So I really like that, and it's actually helped me out a lot. But where the hell would I'm like?
I don't know.
My brain is like on another planet right now.
You're still on Mexico time.
I know.
You're still on the beach sipping a margarita.
Yeah. But help me. Where did we come from? Because there was a purpose to that.
I was saying that there's all different ways to do this business.
Oh yeah, I was saying I frame things in the business building sense. So a lot of what I say is because I come from the business building sense, and then I was saying I don't know how many people listen to me, and I like the accountability factor and all that kind of stuff. Listening to this channel feels like I'm working in a room with other resellers. Well, you are.
It feels like we're all in our own little cubicle, like typing away, and yet there's no boss to yell at us and tell us to stop talking.
We actually just come on to work because we all like to work and we like what we do in a way that maybe other people don't. Like, we're not chasing anybody else. I compete with Nicole because she's like similar in like sales volume to me, and you know,
it's a fun competition.
Yeah, totally. Like,
it's not like I want to beat this person because I'm better than them. It's a friendly thing.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's like competitive, but like silent. Like she totally wants to beat me. She doesn't say it. I don't talk about numbers a ton just because I like to talk about growth and I like to talk about things that inspire me, and you know, I try to like to bring that to the table, but and you'll see, like, I might share something about my sales numbers, but honestly, I don't know, because I would rather inspire people than like than like, you know, make people envious or something. Like I don't know what I'm doing more than anybody else could or is or anything like that. I really enjoy this. This is what I love doing, and I have no idea how I found it. It took me a long time. I did a lot of things that I did not like for a very long time, and now I do this, and for some reason I know I'm good at it, and I like it, you know. And I
I
think
think that, oh, go ahead.
and I think it provides a service to humanity. And I know that might sound dipshitty, but I really think it does provide a service.
No, I don't think it sounds, I mean, I don't think it sounds dipshitty.
What were you gonna say?
I think that I share what I share partially because it's a record for me.
Yeah.
You know, I started my Instagram account because I started it as a sales account. I was actually selling directly on Instagram, and that was all I did. And then once I started incorporating a lot more eBay and Etsy and Poshmark sales into that and doing less and less and less Instagram, it kind of just became a record of what I'm doing and how my sales have grown and how my business has grown. And so it's something that I can reflect back to. Like, you know, I have the app on my phone that shows me like what I posted a year ago, 2 years ago, etc.
Yeah.
And I can look at that and go like, holy crap, like last year I did this and I never dreamed that I would be at this point now. And I hope that next year I'll look at where I am right now and be like, who knew that I would be, you know, here. And I hope that just keeps, you know, doubling down.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're doing awesome. You're growing like consistently. And I don't know. I mean, I've been so busy. I really haven't been paying attention to what anybody else has been doing. Like no one. I mean, obviously our social interaction, which is important, and that sounds like really scientific and geeky, but I haven't really been paying attention to what you've been doing to change your business and grow. Can you give us some insight, like a little bit about like where you were maybe like 60 days ago and where you were 30 days ago and like where you are now? Because I think it would really help everyone.
I can definitely tell you that.
Cool.
As to why I am where I am, I don't exactly know what I'm doing differently. I know a little bit, but not a lot. So I've been keeping track of my numbers. You know, I think we all kind of do. But like, so eBay shows you that 60-day running total, which I really hate, by the way, that it's 60 days. I feel like that's the stupidest metric.
It's so weird. I've learned to like just trust it though.
I do too. I know what it accounts for and it works, but it's just like, why? That's the stupidest metric they could have given us. Like if it was like a week or 30 days, or even if it was 3 months, like a quarter, but like 60 days is so bizarre. But regardless, it's still a metric
for some reason. Ooh,
no other business uses a 60-day metric, but regardless, the beginning of April, that number for me was 11,000.
Okay.
And as of 3 days ago, that number is now 14,000.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And my growth is up like 40-something%.
Well, your sales
and that's just eBay. That doesn't include Poshmark or, you know, any other sales places.
You kill it. Like you do. I mean, just.
And I'm happy. I'm stoked. I'm proud of myself. I feel like I am putting in the work and I deserve it. But I don't exactly know what I'm doing differently. And a couple of people have asked me, like, what are you doing for your sales to be growing so much? And I'm like, I'm listing a lot. I'm listing more than I was, right? Like, that's the secret.
I think that, you know what, I haven't seen you on social media as much. I think that you're working more.
That is definitely another thing I was going to say is I pretty much gave up Facebook entirely. Now, I didn't do the whole, like, I have a private group with a bunch of other resellers that I'm in that I love. And it's full of a bunch of mostly women. I'd say 99.9% women. So I'll just say women that I really love from the community. And I love interacting with them, and I love, you know, inspiring them to grow, and they inspire me to grow. Great. But I found that I was spending too much time on there.
Yeah.
And it was becoming like every day I was posting these listing challenges, and it was great, but I found it wasn't helping me. And I really needed to put my head down and like focus on what I was doing, because I can't help other people if my ship is sinking, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be of any help to anyone if I'm not doing the best that I can. So I've kind of scaled back on a lot of that, and I kind of miss it. I miss the interaction, but I don't miss the distraction. And it was a distraction.
Yeah.
Because I was getting, a dozen questions a day, and it was like, what box should I use to ship this in? And that kind of a thing. And it's like, I was giving too much of myself, and it was detrimental, I think, to me. So I have to pick and choose when I can help. Not if I can help, but just when. I need to, cordon off my time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's important to say, even beyond like, it's great to be like, oh, I'm going to list 40 items today. And that's great. But you have to say, I'm going to work 4 hours today uninterrupted. Because so let me, I'm going to show you something cool. Oh, I have to log in. Damn it. I'll do it later.
Wow. Thanks. Thanks for showing us something cool.
Gosh, dang it. I'm in this.
Well, then.
Wait, can you see my screen? Can you see?
Yes.
Me? Has anybody heard of Asana? The guys.
I think it was you that told me about it, actually.
Yeah. Let's see if I can.
I think I downloaded it, but I didn't. That didn't make
Let's
me.
go
It didn't do
through
me
how
further.
to. Let's go through how to. I'm doing some Asana work here. This is great across. Let's say you're organizing a project, you're organizing an event, anything like that. You can check this out. So we have projects. So we're taking on a new.
Familiarize Cassia with Mighty Mushroom.
And then there should be like subtasks. No, this was to give an example of how it worked. I was showing how it works. So you can set up. Like. So, it's annoying that these are in alphabetical order, but let's say you need something done, like a task involving multiple people. So, right? So I can take, as part of this task, right? I can set up subtasks. So, I did already. Okay. So part of like this training process is having, like, I can't remember anything, right? So I can go through and give her an orientation and actually have everything there, right? And then make sure, and then as I complete these tasks, I complete this task. And then like, let's say I want John's training. So like, let's say I want John to show her what he does and how he does it, right? So part of her training process will be like learning what I do in a general sense and why I do it. Learning what John does and how and why he does it, right? That way, if John leaves, she has a general understanding of what he does and can possibly stand in for John for a small time period, a day or two, or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So like cross-training in that way. So John's training, or Cassia's training with John. Training with John. So we can take that task in order to save it, we can do that. Your husband's grunting in the background.
No, he's brought me a sweater.
Mm.
But he was wearing it first.
Oh, nice. I can't see because I'm screen sharing. So
you're not missing anything. Yeah, this app looks really interesting. I kind of like how it works.
So I can set these tasks up with John, like introduce each other, talk for 5 minutes. Like, about anything. And then I can assign this task to John, right? So see, I click here. Oh, excuse me.
And so is there an app then that he's using where he sees that on his end and he can...
Yeah, he has this app, and she will have this app too, and I will have this app. So I can assign this task to somebody, right? So this is let me see, assign to me. See, I've assigned the task to myself, and then in each task, there's like a due date, right? You can set up due dates. Some tasks don't have due dates, some do. You can have recurring tasks. So like in here, nested in here will be like John's goals for the day, John's goals for the week, John's goals for the month, right?
Yeah.
And then any sort of like, you can, so let's say there's a daily report, right? When that daily report is due or needs to start being done or whatever, you can make it pop up as a reminder for them to fill out that daily report. Then the daily report will be transcribed here as a task for Infinity so that it's logged, right? That makes sense?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Let me see what people are saying in the chat. It's treasure hustlers, goofball. Show. So that is. So I can take this subtask and assign it to John. Oh shit. I can take this subtask right here under Cassia's training with John. I mean, these are all going to be his tasks, but under these, so here's a mighty John. That's his email address, mitjohn@gmail.com. So this whole task is assigned to John, and then each subtask you can also needs to be assigned. So there's John, and then
like, I'll admit I'm not very good using these kinds of things, but then again, it's really just me and like my employee who has like very set what she does, like it doesn't ever change. So I'm not very good about using like task managers because I feel like I spend more time creating tasks than it would if I just did the fucking task.
Yeah, but some of these I want really done in a specific way. So
yeah,
I want John.
So I think when you have employees, it definitely becomes more helpful.
So look, like now he has a task. He needs to run shipping with Kasia, like, and then he can make any comments about like how, like,
you can share how it went or if there was an issue.
Exactly.
Or, yeah.
Exactly. And then he doesn't have to talk to me about it. He can do his time doing other things, and I can look at it when I need to.
Well, that's always nice.
No, but I seriously, like, my time.
I agree. It's good.
My time has become like very, very dense, and you know, it could be even denser. So that is.
I don't know if you could be more dense.
More denser.
Destroy family.
What's up?
What's happening?
What's up?
Yo.
What's good?
Congratulations on getting married.
Thank you. Yeah, bonded now.
I know, it's legal.
Legally.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations,
It was awesome.
man.
Thank you. It's
I'd say it's good to
we're
see
very
you,
excited.
but I can't see you right now. Let me come over here and take a look at your mug. Oh, you're hidden. It's okay, stay hidden.
It's okay, we can see Rob's beautiful face now.
Oh, is Robin here finally? That goofball.
Finally, I knew you missed me, Corey.
Dude, I missed you. I was wondering how you were doing.
I know, I miss you too, Corey. I was worried about you in Mexico. I was worried about you.
Oh, were you? You're lying to me.
I
You're lying to
wasn't.
me. You were just over there eating gelato.
No, I was eating a lot of everything else, man.
Some gabagoo.
Carvel.
Carvel. There
Oh
was,
man, we don't have Carvel out here.
Oh man.
What do you have? Cold Stones?
Yeah, we have Cold Stone, but nothing like a Carvel ice cream cake.
We have weird shit over here, Rob. We have like salt and straw and ebon bean and
Oh yeah, we have like fancy
ruby
shit.
jewel.
But there's
Yeah,
nothing
but they
like a
got that
Fudgy
stuff,
the Whale birthday cake, man.
Fudgy world.
If you grew up on the East Coast, Fudgy the Whale was necessary at a birthday party.
Of course. You kidding me or what? Corey, I needed you because I can't find the bag now.
I needed you.
I got a bag. It's like a
Got
shoulder.
the
Now, you
bag.
know what? This cat now, she won't leave me alone now.
You're so weird.
So there was a bag. Corey, can you look? Can you check me out?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta get over here.
Hey,
All
can
right.
y'all see me now?
Yes,
Can
we
you hear
can
me
see you.
Okay, cool.
We can see your cabeza.
Your beard. We
Yeah.
mostly just see beard.
I was gonna say brain bucket, but then I had a brain fart and I couldn't even realize. What's up? What do you want to show me?
Okay.
That's cool.
Well, first of all, what would you call this bag? Messenger? Not messenger. It's like a tote.
Yeah, it's a tote.
Yeah, looks like a.
Is it padded? No, it's not padded.
Nah.
It's a duffel bag. It's just a small.
Yeah, I
duffel
think it's a cheapo one though, but it's still cool. It's got a nice spell out on it.
No, that's good. It's small. It's usable. It's in fashion. It's a good bag. It'll go for
Yeah, I was only like $5.
Yeah, it'll go
Yeah.
for $30.
So now, if you could see right here with the zip on the other one, I have it's a Nike one. It's smaller this way, right?
Mhm.
And where the zipper is right here,
Mhm.
there's like a space in between the strap and the zipper, and it's not ripped. Now, does that mean it's like was that like a tennis bag? You'd put the tennis racket in?
Maybe or Nike made cheap crap forever. They still make cheap crap. So, yeah, welcome to Nike.
Yeah, it's like a hole on both sides. I gotta find this damn thing. I got it somewhere.
Why don't you know where your stuff is? Like, are we gonna have to lecture you?
No,
I feel like I have to lecture you every week.
No, what I do
It's my
is
job to lecture you now.
when I take pictures, I like to take some pictures outside. And last couple of days we had nice weather, so I took like a few hundred photos, right? So I just put everything in those blue tubs, and I pile them up, and then like at night, that's like right now before you run, that's when I knock out the tubs. I start taking this stuff out. I do the measurements, on say a dozen or so items, and then I go downstairs and then I start knocking out the listing. But it's in one of the tubs yet, the unlisted tubs that are mixed in with the listed tubs. Well,
Oh, sounds like you've got it under control.
yeah, it's all under control.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sounds like it's under control. You're gonna make me have a beer right now.
Yeah,
You're gonna drive me to drinking.
Oh
I got a
yeah,
whiskey
because
over
it
here.
doesn't take much.
Hey,
I got a whiskey. I got a Jack Daniel Fireball.
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 It's got a
The Jack
fireball.
Daniel.
You got some Erstis? I got a fireball. A fireball.
Right out of the glass, like a gentleman.
What? No, gentlemen, you kidding me or what?
Kidding me or
Being
what? What are you
sarcastic.
drinking over there for? I've never seen you drink anything before.
Whew.
Don't be drinking.
Put your hair on your
booze.
chest. Put some
Don't-
hair on your chest.
Don't drink that.
Well, it's very good. It's delicious. It's like Fireball and Jack Daniels together.
That sounds
delicious.
terrible.
I love Jack Daniels and I love Fireball, so it's a beautiful thing.
Oh my god!
I did. I went to a concert the other night, and I said, "Do you have this Jack Daniels Fire?" She's like, "I got Fireball. I got Jack Daniels." I said, "How about this? Give me one shot of Jack Daniels, one shot of Fireball. Boom. Have a nice day."
I don't doubt that's exactly what you said.
Yeah, $22 later, I said, "Bing, yeah, $22." So when I break a window,
what is that? Break a window?
Oh my god!
Dude, you're a ridiculous character. I don't know where you came from, Rob, or where. Like,
concert was great. I had a great time,
like,
by the way. I know you didn't ask, but
you know, people watched 34,000 minutes of this show last month.
Oh my god!
That's 1,000 minutes a day. How many hours is that?
Too many.
What's
I don't get that many.
What's 1,000 divided by 60?
I don't know.
Rob.
Fucking get a
Well, 1,000
calculator.
divided by 50 would be 200. Would be 1,000 divided by 50 would be 200, right?
Yeah.
No, 20 times 50
is 1,000.
No. Come on.
It's 20 hours. So
yeah,
I could get a calculator out, but I'd rather watch you guys do this.
Basically, 20 hours a day, somebody is watching one of these videos that we make. Like,
or it could just be hundreds of people watching like 1 minute.
No, but it accounts to the same. That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, it could be one person watching 1 minute. I'm saying 20 hours a day, somebody is watching this.
That's so. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know how many views I get.
If this is one of those minutes that you're watching, I'm sorry.
No, but
I'm not.
I don't even know. But you don't do commercials anyway, so right? I mean, we can.
No,
Corey,
I don't do any commercials. No.
Do you want to do commercials? I mean, we'll start going out there, and I'll tell people, "Hey, come on, subscribe to the channel." No, you don't want to do it.
I don't care if people subscribe to the channel.
No, but if you want to do commercials,
we kind of decided that we don't want that.
We don't like. If you want to subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Come hang out, watch the show. If you watch the show, it's probably cool if you subscribe because it just makes the show like it just shows that people are like hanging out, watching what's going on. It's cool. Like I really don't care. I just don't. It just doesn't matter to me. Like I didn't start this to get subscribers or anything like that, and I really don't care. That's not saying I don't like appreciate people's support. It's really awesome that people watch the show and hang out and be a part of it. I really appreciate that both in the chat and otherwise because this is like a community that people definitely I need and that other people need and that is really cool. So I just think that
pushing an ebook.
My ebook is called How to Make an Ebook.
Yeah. Watch this. Go out and find stuff that makes money and go home and list it.
Dude,
the end.
Dude, the thrift shop, Chris, that was so funny. I need to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about a bird or something. I don't even remember.
Top 10 something make money.
A bird. Like, wasn't there something about a bird? It made me laugh.
I think it was don't get distracted by birds.
Watch out for the birds. It was funny.
I got news for you. A lot of people who sell, Kayla, you know about the complainers because they contact you, I'm sure, all the time. Why I'm not making money? Why this? Why that? With the other thing.
Oh shit! Don't get me started.
They don't. You know what's funny though? They have no idea how lucky they are that eBay even has a completed search tool to actually look up items that have actually sold and what people paid for. You have no idea.
I think eBay has that trademarked in some way, or they have a patent for that. I think that's proprietary to eBay. So if you noticed, no other website has sales data information.
Etsy doesn't.
No, and I think it's because that they can't. I think that eBay might have a trademark, a patent, on that information.
Poshmark does have a section of sold listings, but they definitely don't give you.
You can't do a search though.
You can.
You can do a
But
search.
they don't give you like any kind of raw data like eBay does. That's the thing. Like you don't get to see like X% of this brand sold within X days or whatever, like you can do with eBay. But you can search sold listings on Poshmark.
Interesting, but not all. So it's just different. You don't have the full listing information like you do in eBay. That's what you're saying.
It's such a blessing to have it. I mean, it's literally right. And the best part is too, it tells you could high to low and the date when it did sell.
I think what eBay should do is say, if you want that information, you need a store. It's not free anymore. Sorry. If you want data about metrics, like you need to pay for a store. We'll give you that metric information. Otherwise, sell it. Look, here's the ones that are on the market. Decide where you want to be. And I also think that they don't use that information. Like Amazon creates sales rank, which is a great metric, and eBay doesn't create any metrics. eBay could say like, this is a number 4 in the category. It moves on average in 20 days. And you're at this price, your return on investment is this. Like, why doesn't eBay have a tool like that?
Corey, I was just going to ask you the same question. I was just going to say the same.
Crazy.
I was going to answer. I said, I didn't want to sound like a beggar. Sorry.
There's an app that you can use called Completely, and it does kind of give you some of that data for eBay, but you kind of need to parse it yourself.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But it does give you some raw data that you can access.
I don't want the raw data, though. I want it to use the information that it has to provide information to me about how to make my sales better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, eBay. Like, dudes, you guys are living in the past where, like, some goof. Like, it's not just some guy in his basement selling Pokemon cards anymore. Like, there's a lot at stake here. It's like the future of commerce.
Yeah,
is at stake. It's at stake at this moment, and I wish somebody was watching this. Jonathan, if you're watching this, I hope you hear that loud and clear.
Yeah, it's like
sometimes
a crossroads.
Yeah, I don't communicate that effectively all the time because I get really excited, but I feel like sometimes I have like clear lines of thought that last about 2 minutes, and that was definitely one of them.
Now, Court, let me ask you a question.
What up?
If it's a long conversation, if it's a long thing, then you could just say it's complicated. But if it's quick, can you explain in like 30 seconds the sales ranking on Amazon? I know nothing about Amazon. They say, oh, it's a 30,000.
Yeah, so everything is ranked by number based on its sales position. Now, they don't give you all the information about its sales position, but you can use some other factors to kind of figure it out, okay? So what happens is Amazon says, you have a Nest camera. It's a #1 seller in Videonics, right? Well, there's a million items in Videonics, so you are in the top 1%. And you can base your risk on what you acquire products and sell them for based on their sales rank. So if a book sells for $100, but it's got a sales rank of 8 million, which means only one sells per year, and I need to be the guy who sells it, I might only want to spend $1 for that, right?
Or you might not want to buy it at all.
Exactly. So it helps you make the decision a little bit better. It also gives you a snapshot in time of when, like, the last. So sales rank changes. So, like, let's say an item has a history. The more history it has, the better the sales rank information is, right? So let's say an item it goes for a while, and the sales rank is like 150,000, and then it sells, and because it sells, its sales rank goes up, right? Because other items that were around that number maybe haven't sold one yet. Well, it's going to continue to decline until it gets sold again, and then that will boost sales rank up again. It's like a ping pong paddle that moves up and down through time. It's almost
like lower number is better. So
it's actually crazy because let me finish real quick.
Sure.
Sales rank is like a particle moving through space almost, and it's interacting with all these other particles moving through space, and it has this vertical or this like two-dimensional rank. I mean, maybe it's one-dimensional really. It's like this one-dimensional rank. You know, it's got a particle. It's like a particle with one spatial dimension, and that's its number. You know, and it can move like dynamically throughout that space based on the movement of these other items in the sales class. So if there's only 2 items and it's in a category, you know, one's always going to be 1 and the other one's always going to be 2, and they can only trade places, right?
Mm-hmm.
But once you get to like hundreds of thousands, like they're going to be changing places all the time because, you know,
which is why they release updated, you know, numbers every month.
Every minute.
Yeah, oh, well, they update like the big spreadsheets that I've seen at least. I guess every month.
Yeah, I mean.
So now let me ask you a question.
It depends on what you're. So Amazon has one of those data feeds. What is it called in ASI? So Amazon has an ASI, and depending on what your level of access to that ASI is, you might get immediate streaming data of, because Amazon needs to know the sales rank for every sale, right? So they have that information every second, but they may not distribute that information every second because it might be proprietary, you know, or there might be some interest in not doing so because it might tell a competitor, you know, what they want to be selling. So it does release information that, you know, if you were going to start a website selling the most popular products in the world, you would want to go to Amazon and see what the top sales ranks were and pick those items, right?
Well, my question was like, you know, like they'll say, oh, it's a million in rank. I don't even like. Does that means? What is that? And does it matter on category? Like, oh, it's a million in book.
Absolutely. Like
Yes.
there might be 100,000 items in cell phones because that's
Uh-huh.
the number of cell phones ever made, and then there's at least like 12 million books. I mean, you have to think a category gets larger the longer it's birthed, right? And the first category was books, and I mean, freaking every book on the planet is on Amazon. Come on.
Yeah, more or less. Anything of mass produced, you know. Now, let me ask you a question. Now, also on Amazon, do they have antique, like collectible books, or they don't really? They do that too.
Yep.
Because I know, you know, there's grading systems and everything. It's like, you know, how do you decide the grading?
They tell you. They give you they give you a guide when you sell on Amazon, and it tells you, you know,
It doesn't tell you anything. It tells you nothing. It really does. You have to figure it out yourself.
Oh, I thought it was pretty self-explanatory.
No, it's not at all.
But I also heard that you should always kind of downplay your items because you'd rather someone get something that's
if it's not from the
expected.
manufacturer, if you didn't get it directly from the manufacturer on Amazon, it's used like new. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything is used like new unless you got it directly from the manufacturer. That is basically the rule. Now, a lot of people put things as new that are just in the cellophane or whatever. That does not count. And it doesn't. People can easily just return it. They can say, "Hey, I called them about the warranty. I don't have a receipt from the distributor. Amazon's not the distributor, so they won't give me my warranty." You know. So
yeah, but grading books, there's a lot more to it than that.
Well, books are really, really interesting. Like Reezy was talking about books the other day, and I think you should apply this to everything. And you know, I had 100% positive feedback until the other day. Somebody left me negative feedback. We had an inventory issue, and I had to cancel an order. And for some reason, I was in Mexico. I didn't tell the guy I canceled it, but it doesn't let you. So when I went to go cancel it, it didn't let me leave him a message. And then it was my fault. I didn't get back to him and tell him. So I canceled his order. It was a really cool Nike product. We didn't have it, and I got a defect for it. I mean, I got a negative feedback for it. And you know, I would usually fight negative feedback if it's not in my favor. But I mean, if it's even if there's anything about it that I think is incorrect, but this is completely correct. And I'm gonna offer the guy a hat and see if we'll change it, because it was totally my fault. I mean, not my fault directly, but our inventory was off, and that sucks. But
Yeah. So now, like, when they say like, oh, you got to get ungated and closed, what exactly does that mean? Like, you have to be approved.
yeah,
Like
so,
it's not like
so
I could sell
when you sign up for Amazon, you're ungated in books, and you might not even be ungated in anything else. If you want to sell other products besides books, for example, you need to ask for permission. Some permission is just granted. So if you want to sell accessories, shoes, and luggage, sunglasses, most watch brands, that kind of stuff, you can apply without any sort of authorization, and any other category, subcategory. So, like, for example, Victorinox is a protected brand, so you have to apply to be able to sell Victorinox. But Swatch isn't, so you can sell Swatch products, right?
used and new.
Yeah, you can sell used products in just about every category. You can't sell used products in. You used to not be able to in clothing, but it seems like they opened that up somehow. I haven't experimented with it, and I'm not going to. Food products, beauty products, baby supplies, medicine, things that just shouldn't be sold. Like
Food, like basically where people getting food from.
Like I could sell a used breast pump on eBay and make hot booby milk bank, but you can't do that on Amazon.
Are you thinking about
Amazon
getting into Amazon, Rob? Is that why you're asking, or are you just curious?
You don't want to.
I'm sorry.
You don't mess with that.
Because I was going to try to dissuade you if you said that's what
You
you
don't
were
want to.
doing.
No. I was like, I was like kind of curious, but not like, not like,
it is the most slimy marketplace full of the most wretched buyers.
After listening to you for an hour, you would, after the people with the return.
Dude, I can just show you. Do you want to look at my returns right now?
No, we don't want to go down that rabbit hole again.
All right, but Corey, let me ask you a question, because I like to ask these kind of questions. When you walk into the estate sale, all right, when you walk into the bins, when you walk in anywhere, all right, and you see a Walkman, let's just say it's not even a Walkman. Let's say it's an off-brand. It's a Panasonic. I don't want to say Panasonic. They have off-brand, whatever. But they're still brand new in the package. Now, when you look at it, right? I mean, you see, because I know you salivate when you see brand new in the package, right?
Not always.
Do you first? I'm sorry. Well, I mean, you see something in a brand new box and it's a CD player. You run to it. Yeah. Now, what's your first thing? Do you scan it to see on eBay? Do you go to Amazon? Like, what's your thought process?
I buy everything based on whether it can make money on eBay. If it can make money on eBay, I know it can make money on Amazon.
Okay.
So I send boxed items that have low buy value and high resale value because returns are crazy. They're just crazy. Like somebody returned something like today. It was like a box. They're medical supplies, and I know people are just stealing them and then returning them. So this guy was like, it arrived on time. 7 days after it arrived, he returned it, and he checked the reason as missed promise date or delivery promise or whatever. And then what people do a lot is like they'll mark something as defective and take parts. It's just so annoying.
And this is Amazon, you're saying?
It's so many too. It's crazy how many. You can't even keep up with it. It's so many.
Because I've heard this happens on eBay, but I heard
it never happens on eBay. I've never had anybody do that to me on eBay ever.
People who I've never talked to, just people
never on eBay. Dude, look at my.
Rarely.
I've sold so many things on the internet, dude. Listen, I mean, I've sold tens of thousands of things on the internet, and I've never had anybody from eBay ever return something that did not have all the original parts. Now, I've had people try to scam me saying that the parts weren't there when I knew they were, or that something didn't work right when I knew it did.
Yeah.
I've had that happen multiple times, but not like eBay. Like Amazon is like 3 out of 10 orders get returned, and like two of those are either missing parts or not the right item, or I mean it's
so
huge.
Basically, you're saying you get more money.
I'm saying 20% of orders that I'm getting back, like from Amazon, in returns are like they're fraud.
20%. You think about that number around there? Oh my
20%,
God, that's
2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. And it's some kind of return fraud where they said it didn't arrive on time. They said the item didn't match the description. They ordered a box of Band-Aids, took one out, returned the rest of them. Stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Dude, I'm not kidding. I'm not joking.
No, I believe you. When I say you're kidding, I don't mean like I think you're bullshitting. I mean like like when I say forget about it, I don't mean you know what I mean. Wow, I can't believe. Wow, I believe it now, because it's like almost like, okay, great, yeah, you get more money on Amazon, but what good is it if you're saying close to 20% is gonna be some kind of issue? So you're really not.
Then you have to work. You have to work those issues out, and that takes time. I mean, I've got a puzzle here. It was like a $300 puzzle.
Wow.
And like a really rare Coca-Cola puzzle. I paid $1 for it. Okay. I sent it to Amazon. The person got it, opened it, took out all the pieces, like the bag with the pieces, and then put in a bag of other pieces. I have it here in my house.
No.
And then returned it without even the wrapper on it or anything. Yeah, and marked it as defective. And then when I went to Amazon and I said, "Hey, dude, these guys like stole my shit," they were like, "Sorry, it's marked as defective. We can't do anything. It's part of your, your contract with Amazon." And I did it over and over and over and over and over again, and they still would not do anything about it.
Yeah, you don't get those scum. You know what it is? The most scumbag I've ever gotten in eBay is people say not as described, and then I have to pay for the return shipping.
Yeah, eBay will help you out on that now, though. You need to be able to get. You need to be doing enough business that you have an anchor store, Rob. If you're doing business on eBay, you really want to have their top level store because you really need it.
Yeah. That does help. You said you get a bat phone. That's what they give you.
You get the bat phone, and the bat phone is worth everything.
Commissioner Gordon,
dude, they will go to bat for you, and like you still have to go up against an arbitrator, but like the concierge service. Well, they're your ally, right? They're actually your personal assistants at eBay, so they do work for eBay, but they also act in your behalf.
Now, mathematically, I don't know. Did you ever do the math in as far as more or less? Obviously, not to the penny. What point of how many listings? Because I know they charge you per listing, whatever it is, to where you get to the anchor store where it's like worthwhile. Because I know I did the math for that. Because I have the middle. Even though I hate what they call.
They say it's 3,000 listings.
Okay. Someone just told me it was more like 4,000 to 6,000.
But here's the thing: no, none of that matters. Let's say you're selling, a special laser beam, all right, and you sell it on eBay because you can reach the entire world and you have the marketing of eBay, okay, whatever. Let's say, and they're on average $4,890 a piece, okay. So you have the seller protection on eBay. You have the protections from PayPal, And so you do it on that marketplace because you manufacture the product and you like that maybe it's a form of insurance. Whatever. You can put it whatever way you want. You're selling a $4,850 item. You're selling 3 per month on eBay, okay? And you're making $2,000 a piece, okay? You get an anchor store. It costs like $250 a month. You get the anchor store because if something goes wrong with one of those items, you really want to be able to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think concierge service is. I mean, let's say somebody tries to rip you off for a $4,000 machine, and you have to go through the regular customer service, and there's nobody to advocate for you. You just are somebody in the eBay customer service system. And I mean, I'm sorry, it's business. That's the way it works.
Yeah, so you just basically feel when you're on the phone. I mean, look, you've had both. You've had the premium store and the anchor. So you feel that when you're on the phone with them, there's a feeling that you get in your gut.
I would never not want to have the concierge service ever.
Really?
I would just feel I
know what you're saying. Like, so it's not like, oh, forget about the price of the listings. Like, wow, one gives you 10,000 listings, one gives you 3,000. At that point, it doesn't matter when you're selling.
I'm paying for a premium service that is expensive because they are customer service representatives in the United States, and then you are contacting people within departments in the company. So that sort of like arbitrage is very expensive. I understand that. I understand what it takes to run a company. And for a very low fee, you get access to that arbitrage.
Yeah, if you're saying $250 is worth it. For the level of business that you're doing, $250 is worth it.
I'm doing 20. I'm doing 20,000 a month on eBay roughly, and yes, absolutely. Like,
yeah, Kayla, are you ready for the anchor store already, or no?
I don't want to pay that much yet. I'm gonna wait and see if they happen to do the concierge service for eBay Open attendees again. Because that's what I want. I want the service. I don't give a shit about the listings. Like,
but they don't
I'm not
either.
at the point where the listings make sense for me.
I think for the anchor store that you're actually paying for concierge.
Yeah, exactly. So if I get it for free, then I'm like, I'll be happy. If not, I'm going to think about doing it. We'll see.
So what you have to do is find somebody who works in concierge. I know somebody. If he's there, and we'll talk to him and see if we can.
We'll go rub elbows.
Yeah, you got to go apply for it. Buy him a drink.
So we'll see. That's what I'm kind of hoping, but I think it would be nice, and that's really what I'd like from that store level. But I don't really care about the listings portion of it. I'm not going to be ready for that for another couple thousand. So.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I know when they do the calculator and everything, blah blah blah. That'll do.
Exactly.
I'm with you.
Corey, are you still working, or are you just like chillaxing?
Oh, I'm doing this Asana stuff. Are you? Oh. Can't see.
I didn't notice that you were actually typing. I thought the screen has just been like sitting open.
No. I've been planning out this. So when does your new employee start? She's supposed to start Monday, but I don't know if I'm going to be ready for her on Monday just because I'm lazy, and I'm going to make her wait because I'm lazy. Probably.
Do you want to talk about kind of what she's going to be doing for you, or do you?
Yeah, I'm looking for somebody who can kind of balance things out a certain way and bring back, because we both, like, John and I both come from more of like the technical and tactical side, you know. He is like, he's a customer. I am the business advocate, and what I like about John is what I like is that he is my adversary in a certain way. He totally advocates for the customer at all times, right? And even though I'm very customer centric, he packs things as the customer would want. He presents the listing as the customer would want. He attends to the customer emails as they would wish. And he's very, very good at that. And that I keep discovering, like, I was kind of wrong about what I thought he was good at. So I'm constantly trying to, like, kind of hand him things and see how he does. And it seems like that's what he's really been doing well, Even though he was good at and proficient at making listings, he was so slow at doing it. It was just very expensive.
He was by the hour. He was by the hour, not by the piece.
Well, he didn't want to work by the piece anymore because he was so slow. And I wanted him to continue to work because he did such a good job, but I couldn't afford him to do listings, right?
Yeah.
So I decided to just bring him on board and then just start to experiment with, like, kind of what he was good at.
Uh-huh. Okay. See, my only concern, I don't know the state laws in Oregon, but, like, the issue is, like, in New York, when you have somebody working, like, as an employee, now you need workers' compensation.
I have all that.
And workers' compensation in New York is a motherfucker. All right? Excuse my French.
It's not that bad here.
Yeah.
I have to
In
pay,
New
like,
York,
a bus tax and all this. You should get a tax incentive for employing people. Why do big companies get tax incentives?
because they pay off the politicians.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to employ people. Why not give me a tax break so that I can give somebody a raise? But, like,
don't get me started, Corey.
Dude.
Amazon? Are you kidding me? There's deals with Amazon where I swear to God, cities are got because they want to open another headquarters somewhere. That's what their new thing is. Cities are there was I think it was Minnesota. I don't know if it was in Minneapolis or the state of Minnesota or the city of Minneapolis. They were gonna literally, how, like, you pay state income tax, right? As an employee. They said to them, look, we'll let you keep the employees' income tax. Like, you would be literally paying your boss your tax money. It's the most perverted system you've ever heard of.
I would love that. That'd be great. I'd actually make some money. Like,
but you know what I mean? But then what happens is all the other small businesses
every month I go broke every month. I feel
they have to pick that up. You know what it is? People don't realize it. Like, oh, great, a big company's gonna come. We're gonna give them a break. Yeah, but guess what? I got news for you. When all the other businesses have to pay to pay for because those tax breaks, they don't cut the budget. They don't say, okay, well, we're giving you $1 billion break. Like, they want to build this factory for, was it Foxconn, the one that makes the cell phones for Apple? They want to build a factory in Wisconsin, but it's literally billions of dollars in subsidies that the taxpayer has to come up with to pay this company just to show up. Because otherwise, they're producing in third world countries. Otherwise, they'll say, you know what? We're going to keep our factory in third world country. We're not going to come to Wisconsin, But that's another story. It gets me agita when I think about that stuff,
Yeah, dude. There should be giant tariffs on imported products, I think.
It's literally disgusting. And that's the thing is, I don't even want to get, if me and you hired somebody illegal, we would be in all this trouble. But they can go to, like you said, they can go to Southeast Asia and hire people. You know what?
Yeah, exactly. They can put people in sweatshops and stuff. I'm trying to produce. Yeah. I'm trying to make a business where people can make a living. They can depend on each other and they can provide to their community and society. So that's my personal goal in creating employment. Like, it makes me better too, but I just can't see, there's no value in what they're doing. It's just cheap.
Because look, at the end, if you look at every politician, right, what happens is, I'm going to make this short and sweet, very short and sweet.
You don't make anything short.
No. Let me do it really quick. I just had this half a drink, so let me have it. Let me have it short and sweet.
Oh my God! How much of that did you drink?
So what happens is, in the movies, when they pay off politicians, they have a duffel bag like that Polo Sport bag of cash. In real life, that's not how it works. They do the favors for some corporation. Then years later, you don't even, when the guy is out of office, you don't even know about it. The guy gets a job somewhere doing some other thing. He's a friend. He's a vice president of blah, 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 whatever. Have a nice day. And then he gets the money that way. You know what I mean? And it's like so far removed that you don't even see it. But it's still bribery. It's still the same shit. But you just don't you don't see it because it's not, I'm doing you a favor. Like this guy, they had this guy who was
they
the governor.
make the money. They make the money, make you work for it, and then take it back by force of law.
Yeah. And
what is up with that? Like, how much? That's not tyranny.
Yeah, it's so fucked up, man. And people, they only give a shit about Facebook. And
it's like the only way that you can get money is from the government.
Yeah.
Right? Like, any other money isn't legal to use. They even took back like all the gold and silver under some administrations.
Yes, that's true. Well, but they say, well, it wasn't by force; it was voluntary. But guess what? I mean, what are you gonna do? Take a chance? I mean, you didn't at the time. They didn't know that. That they didn't actually.
Why would people voluntarily give up their gold?
Well, because when people say that the government is gonna come after you, sometimes people acquiesce. And they acquiesce and say, okay, here it is, take it. Instead of they show up. Look, I had a business. The government comes and knocks on. I owed money for sales tax when I had my restaurant. Okay. I filed for bankruptcy for myself and my business. Okay. Now, the money can be discharged, except the money for the. It's funny because any purveyor, anybody, they'll wipe out they'll wipe out whatever I owe them, except for the government. Government, they don't wipe out the money. You're personally responsible for it. It doesn't matter that I had a corporation, I had this, I had that. They come to me. They send a guy to my house with a gun to come take the money. Okay? So I had to, sit in the office with them. Forget about it. It was a fucking nightmare situation. But
you're always stressed out.
Now, here's the only thing. So let me make it short for you. This is what happened with the workers' compensation. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I'm telling you, this is what happens in the state of New York. What happens is you have to have a workman's compensation policy if you have regular employees, meaning that they're not 1099 employees where they're just doing a piecework and then you're just paying them as they call it like an independent contractor. When they're a regular employee where you give them a schedule and they have a wage, that's a regular employee. You have to have workers' compensation. Now, what happens is if you don't pay it, like, for example, when I was losing my ass in the business, I was just trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. I didn't have the money. I wasn't able to pay the bill. So what they do is when you can't pay the bill, they cancel your policy. Once they cancel your policy, it's like a $500 a day fine for not having it, okay? Which I didn't even know. I called the company back up at the next month. It says, oh, we can't reinstate your policy because blah, 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 blah. We have to re-audit your company to see. I said, okay, do it. Whenever you come back, do it, please. Make a long story short, I get a letter from New York State. It says I owe them $30,000 in compliance. I'm not in compliance with workers' compensation. I owe them $30,000. So I told the woman on the phone, I says, look, don't we have to go to court for this or something? I mean, I just made a mistake. I couldn't pay a bill, blah, blah, blah. She says, we don't need a court. We're the government. That's exactly what the lady told me on the phone. So when I went to file my bankruptcy, my lawyer says, look, my name is not on it personally. He says, look, don't worry about it. I says, look, come on, Anthony, don't tell me don't worry about it. I'm nervous over here. He says, look, that's one good thing about big government is that they're disorganized. So if they don't have your name on the paperwork, that means they ain't going to find you because they got a million other guys that they're going after. So I just have to hope and pray for the rest of my life that they don't say, oh,
say it on the internet then, you goofball.
Well, look, trust me, they got so many guys out there in my position that I'm like, forget about it.
Crazy.
Yeah. Salud. Anyway, make a long story short, anybody who's watching in the chat, I don't know how many people are watching in below.
Like 15.
in general, this is a general sense, and of course, Corey, we always have to say this. Say, look, I'm not an expert. Obviously, I'm living with my parents. I'm on the balls of my ass. All right, but if you can have a business where you could pay somebody as an independent contractor, aka a 1099 employee, when you can do it, do it.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yep.
I'm so glad you made that long story short.
Now I want to go to McDonald's and get something. But I just had all these cocktails. Now I can't go to McDonald's. But I can call Uber.
You can call Uber.
Uber. Because I'm sure you should be having McDonald's at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Don't remind me. What time is it now?
2 o'clock in the morning.
100 degrees in here. I gotta put the air conditioning on.
What?
Don't you miss the East Coast?
What's up with the East Coast? Didn't.
It was pouring here today, like torrential downpour.
Now, is it really rain every day in Seattle or no? Is that bullshit?
No, it does not.
Every other day?
No, it rains during the rainy season, which is like October to April. And even then, it doesn't rain every day. I mean, almost every day, but spring and summer and like early fall are really nice.
Now, I heard in Portland it rains too, like Seattle, except everything east of Portland is a desert, which I don't know. Is that true, Corey?
Huh?
That it's just raining on the coast, and then once you go over a certain line, a mountain or something, then it's a desert.
Yeah.
Is that bullshit?
No,
They had, remember, was it last year or the year before they had the fires?
Yep.
Oh, that was last summer, yeah.
Damn it.
It was really bad. It was really bad.
Oh, the cold
How close
gorge
did it come
near
to city
Portland
limit?
burned.
We had to like keep our windows closed and
Oh, you got a lot of smoke from these fires?
no, we had fires up by us.
Ah.
And it was
How
like
close it got to city limits?
not that close to us. I mean, a couple hours away. It was not like our houses were threatened by it or anything, but
I gotta
the
look
smoke was coming in for sure.
for morel season, which is upon us. Sales. Ugh.
Ugh. Who else is in the chat? Nobody else is coming in?
Nobody, I guess.
No. There's a few people
I'm sitting here like
hanging
the
Yeah,
silent
how come you're
partner.
not talking? Now, where'd you come up with the name Destroy? Does that come from something?
It does, yeah. Its origins are super lame. So back when AOL Instant Messenger, I must have been like 13 or 14. I remember I was in a chat room and there was a couple other people in there. And I remember two of their names were something like Vicious Veronica or Michelle Mayhem or something along those lines. And I was like, oh, that's cool. What can I do with Dave for my name? And I was like, oh, Dave Destroy. And so I made it my Instant Messenger screen name. And some odd 18, 20 years later, it's just stuck ever since. It's used across every platform.
Don't go nowhere. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Don't go nowhere.
Where are we going? Where is anyone going?
Yeah, what are you even talking about?
We're all sitting here listing and working. Where are we going?
Oh, no.
Well, while we wait, I got actually a question to pose. Corey, you might have some insight on.
Do it.
It's something I don't know if we're actually going to enact on it, but we were thinking about if we were to hire or have just people occasionally source for us on top of our sourcing, that what kind of pay compensation would be acceptable?
This is what you want to do. You want to have that person pay you per item. I mean, you pay that person per item. Mm-hmm. So do you want them to use your money or their money?
I guess it could go really either way. So I know if they're using their money, we would tell them a price point, what we're looking for. But I think it'd be cleaner if we're using our money because we'd have a bit more control over it if they knew what they were looking for.
Yeah, well, no, if it's your money is at risk until you get the property. So, there's an inherent risk to that because, you are not in control of your money at all times. Now, you can get some some kind of credit card that they have to pay with the credit card and they need the receipt for it and yada, yada, yada. And then they bring it back to you. And then, then you pay them a per piece fee to do it. You see what I'm saying? So they bring you 100 pieces and you say, okay, I'll give you $2 a piece for these pieces. Now you're just paying them a finder's fee on each piece. And it might be 100 items, but they might have sourced them in an hour. And they say, I would like $25 for my time or whatever. And then they give you an invoice and you give them the compensation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, structuring it that they use their own money is way better because then they kind of act as an independent contractor in all capacities. So, let's say you hire somebody to go do something, and then something that involves liability occurs, right?
Right.
I mean, you could be in some respects liable. So you want to limit your liability in all ways possible.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense. Now,
Yeah.
when you're saying pay per item, so whether it's gonna be whether it's $2, you think it's saying
It shouldn't.
What
It
turn it is. If it's
shouldn't
a $10
matter.
item, it's a $100 item.
So you should set ground rules. It needs to have an average resale price of $35 or $29 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What you can't stop somebody from doing is if they do this the same as you, is keeping the Gucci and giving you the whatever else,
Right.
And you could never really have a handle on that. So, if they acquired it with your money, there should be a rule about that. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, you're going to be working with somebody you know and trust, so they shouldn't be doing that to you. But I'm just talking from a pure defensive standpoint. I've been screwed in business in every way possible, okay? So I just think about how to protect your interest in your business, not interrupting anybody else's interest at the same time, if that makes any sense.
I'll explain. Look out for number one. Don't step in number two.
Yeah, I like that.
I think one of our thoughts is I just been toying with different ideas for it. Is whether if we were to do it potentially ROI. So obviously we wouldn't know for sure what it's going to bring in. But if they're bringing,
can I just stop you before you go down that whole road?
Yes.
Because what that takes is a large amount of data management. So you need to log. So for me, everything goes into a pool because I use the cost-based method for doing my taxes. So let's say I buy a Ferrari for $10,000, but I buy 1,000 Nike hats that sell for $100 for a penny. I'm going to average the cost across all of them. So now all of a sudden I have a Ferrari that's actually $10. Right?
Yeah.
So in that case, and you probably do the taxes the same way. And if you don't, that's the way you really should be doing taxes in this business. Yeah. I think, based on what I understand, I'm not a tax professional and I can't give you tax advice, but I think in this business, it's very time effective to just put everything into a single pool and say, this is what I bought, this is what I paid for it, these are all my receipts, this is my inventory here. And, that's a general method that is accepted. Right, Rob?
The main point is that you have a beginning of the year and you have the end of the year, and you have the purchases, then the difference between how you value. There are many different.
That's not what I was talking about. But that's okay. That's
no,
okay.
but I understand what you're saying. There is people do an average.
I was asking you if you were aware of this method.
Yeah.
You're
Yes,
aware.
correct.
Perfect. Okay.
Correct.
So when you give somebody a VIG, if you give them a percentage or whatever, a prize, and it's based on some kind of performance, you need to be able to monitor that and keep track of it. So if you sell something for $1 that you bought for a penny and the other person gets 20% and that's 20 cents, you have to way to figure that out, keep track of it, and process it. So don't add unnecessary processing time unless you absolutely have to. Then it becomes necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now, what are you paying? I'm sorry, I don't to interrupt, but Dave, what are you paying somebody for?
he's not paying anybody yet.
Not paying anybody yet, but I was just curious about ways to pay someone if they're sourcing for you.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, look, if you could pay somebody to source for you, I mean, that's basically you want to make it like if this was me from my accounting knowledge, whatever, because I have a degree in accounting, but it's complicated.
You do?
But anyway,
Really?
What, he busted my balls now?
No, I'm asking. I did not know that.
Yes, I have a bachelor's degree. I have a You want me to go get my diploma?
No, I believe you.
You start me drinking like this, and then now
so now I'm at fault for your drinking.
So Dave, look, the best way when you're keeping track, it's almost like you want to be able to just like it's like you're buying it from them. That's the best way.
Yeah.
So like
they can use your money to buy it, but
it's better if they buy it and then you're just buying it like if they bought like say $35. Let's say they went to what do you mean they're gonna go to Goodwill for you? Is that what you're saying? And then come to your house?
Like,
I have. So you say
Goodwill,
like this
thrift store. We would set like my thought is like we would set like certain parameters, like we're looking for we want to sell over this amount or look for these kind of categories is what we want to find, and they would be almost as a backup. So we'd still be going at our own, but they'd be able to branch out more places and things like that.
Why don't we just start putting ads out? Hold on, Rob. Why don't you just start putting ads out saying we want these things, like everywhere you possibly can?
We buy this merchandise.
Yeah, I see that all the time on like our marketplaces and stuff. Things for like toner and all your toner and phones and all that junk.
No, it can be a little bit better. I mean, it can be a little bit more. You can use your brand to get those things though. So like, I don't have any problem like asking people if they want to sell me stuff because because I resell the stuff. I have at least my business, right? So I'm not. I know you and I don't know each other that well, but I'm not a solicitor, right? But at the same time, I'm not a solicitor. But hey, man, you know what? If I had the experience right now and the time to do a course on like running a small business, like I would have no problem charging for that. I think I'm pretty good at it, and like I would. If somebody wanted to learn from me and pay to do it, I would be flattered, and I would do an awesome job. But I'm talking about a solicitor like some asshole on the internet, like calling everybody, asking them if they want like Expedia. Like a solicitor is trying to sell you something you don't want. Like I'm trying to buy things from you that are actually in your way.
Yeah, Ty Lopez. Who's that? Ty Lopez over that guy.
That dude disappeared. That dude disappeared. Like he was on. I got like 50 of his ads a day.
Yeah.
It's like crazy, killing me. I just so you guys, at the beginning of the show, I sold a copy of MS-DOS 6.2 on 3.5 inch discs for $20. Yeah.
From the 90s? 80s?
What?
When from the 90s? DOS?
It's from the 80s, 90s. Yeah, I don't know when DOS was. I think Bill Microsoft actually bought DOS from another company.
Okay.
A group of programmers. I don't think he made DOS. DOS is an interesting. It stands for Disk Operating System, and it was because people didn't have hard drives yet, and you needed something. The thing about DOS that was cool is it booted into RAM. So it was an operating system that existed temporarily in your RAM. When you turn your computer off or you turn the power off to the RAM, it wasn't there anymore. So you needed it on a disk so it could boot. And then what they were famous for is the executable file and the auto execute file, the BAT file. Are you familiar with BAT files?
PAT or B?
B as in bat, .bat.
Okay.
It's a DOS script file that can automatically load itself. So yeah, DOS.
That's junior high, man. That's a long time ago, bro.
That's junior high, man. You're junior high. You're
junior high.
You junior high.
And then we had in 8th grade we had basic. You remember basic?
Oh yeah. I programmed all kinds of stuff. I was like an expert in BASIC. I used to create randomization engines in BASIC when I was like 7.
So I remember being like so upset. I was literally crying because when you're 13, your professor's yelling at you, the teacher. Because now in Google, people don't realize like if you type in something wrong, it says, "Oh, did you really mean this?" "Oh yeah, of course, my bad." But back in the day, when you're putting in a command and you put one letter wrong,
syntax error.
And then the bell, you know what it is? Then you're sweating because the bell is ringing, and the professor is like, or the teacher, he's like, "Oh, are you done with this thing yet?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I've been trying to get this thing, it's not working." And you literally, come on, what's the you're holding up the whole class, you're doing blah 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 blah, and all I did was put in the wrong letter, one letter wrong in the whole command, and it screws the whole thing up. Oh, forget about it. So now.
We know where all of Rob's deep seated issues come from now.
And then, of course, in 8th grade, what are you thinking about in 8th grade? You're only thinking about the girl sitting next to you with the cheerleading outfit on. But anyway. So, Dave, let me ask you a question. Is this where you're from? Lynchburg, Tennessee? Aren't you from Lynchburg, Tennessee? So, I forgot where you're from again.
Me, outside of DC.
DC? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now, make a long story short, why are you looking for somebody to source instead of help listing? Wouldn't you rather be see me and Corey and a lot of people?
I want to be the guy out there sourcing, but
his wife is about to have a baby. His wife is pregnant.
Well,
so you don't want to leave the house?
It's a couple reasons. One, it's things are a few months are going to get pretty crazy, and it'll be nice to have people be able to work on that. And it's I'm not sure. I don't know if it's something that if we do it, if we're going to do it soon, or it's going to be a lot longer. It's something we're just kind of thinking about. If I were to be hiring out different aspects of what we're doing, how we would do it when we we're ready for it.
I don't think hiring out sourcing is a bad idea. When I made the Pashaw, I was saying like I like to go source. That was the nature of my Pashaw. Because I'm like, that's what we do.
Yeah, but we want to go out.
I can see how you would be like, I want to stay with my family, and like we can do the work on the other side because we're efficient listers. You need to be an efficient lister who's task oriented.
I think the big thing that we've one of the changes we're working on now while we're looking at that is we are making a change from we're still going to do clothing and such, but we're making a change more towards hard goods.
Yeah.
And I think
a lot of people are because there's so much competition in clothing right now. It's gnarly.
And for me, I've just learned that I hate clothes. I mean, there's definitely some goods that are good.
Hate clothes. You wear clothes.
I wear clothes, but like me personally, I'm very basic. Like, give me a Walmart shirt, regular pants. I don't need anything fancy, and I just I have knowledge about what brands to look for and things like that, but it just doesn't excite me when I'm out looking for it. like, oh, I found this brand. I just don't get as enticed by it. But when I'm looking at like a hard goods for a collectible or an electronic or something like that, it's a lot more exciting to me, just as it might be something of more personal interest, or I know there's more of a need or purpose for that item if someone's buying it,
There's
you know?
less competition and let's be honest, Dave Destroy.
Dave,
Well,
how far
definitely
are
less
you from
competition,
DC?
but it's just I know I did like a couple weeks ago. I did a whole day, which is again
Clothing.
having someone else sourcing. I did a whole day where I'm just going out to different places, and when I came home, I was just excited about like, man, this was great. Like I was learning all this stuff about things I didn't know, and it was just, I guess, relit a fire, if you will.
That's
Dave, how far you live in DC?
I'm about 40 minutes out.
Okay.
the thing
because-
about. Oh, sorry, buddy.
No, go, because I'm gonna go get the jacket. I want to show you that jacket.
Okay, I was gonna say the thing about the reason like we preserve sourcing, I think, is because the other jobs can just be taught. You can just teach them, but sourcing is like more of a moving target, and it really takes some understanding and experience to be really good at it. So I walked into a store with somebody who had very little experience, and they passed over like 6 pairs of Allen Edmonds for $7. Okay, just because they just didn't know. I mean, that was like $700 in profit. That was literally sitting right in front of them. And you know, that is the deal. Like, is that part, you know, can you do that with that part?
Okay, what is that jacket? Tell us what the jacket is so you can.
Can you see it say destroy? Can you read that?
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, I went to an estate sale the other day. I found this jacket. It's a brand I never heard of, but it's very good. It's called John Richmond. You ever heard of this brand, Corey?
No.
John Richmond?
Nope.
Yeah, it's an English brand. It's very rare. It's a lot of scatol. Okay?
It's a lot of scatol.
A lot of scatol. But I just found but you know what happened was, and I'll tell you, you'll know exactly how I feel. So let me tell you. So what happened was, so I'm at the sale. You know how you go in the closet, you go wherever it is, you're looking through stuff, right? So I see the jacket. I had never heard of it before. Listen, I'll make it short and sweet.
No,
I
you
never
won't.
heard of it. I never heard of the brand before, right? So what happened was I'm looking it up on my phone, and this other guy next to me, as he starts looking through the closet, right? He takes the jacket, right? Because I didn't know what it was. I just take the leather jacket, I didn't know. And I started to look it up, right? I didn't put it in my pile. I had a pile already. At these states, you got to make pile. So I'm looking. I see a completed listing for one of these other jackets, John Richmond, very similar. Not the same, but very similar. Sold for $500. Nice. I'm like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, shit. And the other guy next to me, he has the jacket in his hand, and he's asking me questions about it. He's like, oh, what do you think about this jacket? Now,
You're
what
like,
do I
man,
tell
that looks like crap.
That's shit.
He's like, is this a woman's or a men's? I'm like, I think it might be for a woman.
I've totally done that before, by the way. No shame.
And he's putting it, and he's looking at it like, oh, this looks nice. And I'm like, I'm trying to be like that fucking Wile E. Coyote guy. I'm trying to grab that thing just so. And then he's like, yeah, he puts it down. I grab it. Boom. I look at the comps. I see $500. I'm like, because and this one company I go to, okay, this one particular lady, you cannot go to this sale before 2 p.m. in the afternoon. If you go there early, she gives you these prices. Who was that? Me or you? So she gives you those high ass prices. Corey, I'm sure you've been with you know about that. There's ladies that you go there early in the morning and they give you some bullshit price and you're like, come on, I gotta make money over here. So this lady, I went there. I was surprised this jacket was still in the closet, and there was still. I got other shirts. Ralph Lauren, the purple label. It's not that easy to find. Not that many stores sell it, the purple label. So I got a couple of shirts, the purple label, and I got other stuff. I got another suit, Hermenegildo Zegna, and I got another one from Armani Collezione. So, but now my question was for Dave. Okay, this is my question. Now let me ask you a question. See, no, because you know what? I didn't know that you lived near Washington D.C. Because let me tell you something. Washington D.C. is the wealthiest city in the world. Okay, it's got more money than where I live in New York City, more money than Silicon Valley, more money than anywhere on Los Angeles, because all the crooks that are there, all the lobbyists and everything. So if you go to the right spots, now let me ask you. Now,
crooks that are there.
all the crooks, all the criminals.
Amazing.
So now, here's what I would do, because you're saying first, I got a best offer received. Okay, I'll leave that alone. I'll accept that later. Okay, I gotta hold on. Now,
do it now. Do it now. No,
now,
stop.
now, Dave.
Do it.
All right, Dave. Listen.
Do it.
This is what I would do if I was you. Like you said, you try to say, I'm trying to stay home with my wife.
No. Accept your offer.
No. It's up there. It's fine.
Do it.
Might screw up the whole screen. I might kick you off, bro.
Do it.
Let's see. I'll try to see if it works. All right, hold on. All right. It's not bringing. Oh, here we go. Can you hear me?
Like, you're such an asshole.
Can you? What do you see? Do you see my screen?
I got like 2 hours to have fun. You know.
All right, hold on. Hold on over here.
Dave, was that okay? Like what I was kind of like the road, like those options that it kind of like widen your perspective a little bit.
Yep, no, that's perfect. Thank you.
You're very
but I gotta now I can't get back in here. Can you see me, or what are you seeing over here?
Yeah, no, we see you. It looks fine.
Yeah, you're fine. It's Rob Lowe.
Oh, here we go. I'm back. All right, Dave, let me finish.
Dave,
let me finish my story.
Rob.
Give me 1 minute. I'll be right there.
He's drunk.
He's so fucking drunk.
That's awesome. Okay, keep going. You're fine.
Listen.
Put that bottle down.
You're listening.
I'm gonna tell you what I do. All right.
Oh,
and then
please tell us.
Then let Corey jump in and say, you know what, Rob is an idiot or Rob is smart. Okay. Now,
Rob, you have some moments of intelligence.
If your plan, Dave, if you're looking to stay home, okay, like that's what he's trying to say. You want to stay home with your family, right? What I would do if I'm you with a family, I don't have a family, but if I had a family, you put ads on Craigslist. Number one, say I buy blah 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 X, Y, and Z. Also, the people that are putting like garage sale on Craigslist, you message them and say, "Look, I buy blah 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 do. I buy this, I buy that." This is one thing. Like I don't know if you watch Craigslist Hunter. Right, you watch Craigslist Hunter? Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody watches Craigslist Hunter.
He's a gentleman. I anytime I find something, I text him until he says, "Rob, I'm fucking busy." Okay. Now, what you do is one thing he always preaches. He says, "Let the inventory come to you. Let the inventory come to you." He says, "You put ads on Craigslist, and you put the other stuff on there. Say, look, I buy vintage electronics. Because when people are calling you, you have the power, because that means they got to get rid of this shit. Okay." Yeah. As opposed to when you go in there online at the estate sale and there's 100 people behind you and you want to buy one stereo and you say, "Look, give me a deal. I got to make money." And they're like, "Well, I got 2 days left on this sale, blah, 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 blah." You have a lot more power in your hand. They need that scato. All right. Now,
a lot Corey, of the estate sales here.
Yeah, you must have. And let me tell you something. In Washington, in that way area, right outside of there, like I knew a guy in Manassas. Manassas.
I don't know.
That's where we are. We're in Manassas.
Yeah, I know a guy, an Arab guy, a lot of scato.
Arab.
An Arab guy.
He knew an Arab guy. Look, like
I
Rob.
must know him if he's in Manassas.
Yeah, he works at a Rite Aid. The guy he works in a Rite Aid in Manassas.
Yep.
You know the Rite Aid.
You know
He's our
Rite Aid?
local.
Yeah, this guy. I used to
Everyone
drive this guy
shoot
home.
me right now.
Listen, I used to drive this guy home to Queens, New York. Okay, where they have the tennis. You know where they have the tennis? The what do they call that? What the fuck is that?
The tennis.
What's it called? The tennis. What
The tennis
the
court.
U.S. Open.
The tennis.
No, the U.S. Open.
The
Forest Hills. They got a lot of scatol over there, Manassas.
Manassas.
Can I ask what the fuck this has to do with anything?
Like, when
No,
does
but I'm
Rob
not-
ever say anything that has to do with
I'm
anything?
saying it because he's in a very good area for sourcing. There's a lot of money over there.
What does
Washington-
that have to do with the guy who works at a Quickie Mart? Jesus fucking
No,
Christ.
he don't know.
Why do I even let you talk here? Like,
You know,
it's,
I could have said this. You know, since you live in such a wealthy, you know, you're very close to a wealthy area, you should put some ads out on Craigslist and stuff and say that you're looking to buy X, Y, and Z. There you go.
that's all.
There you go. That's how you
That's a
do
really
it.
nice. That's a nice, concise point, and I followed it from start to end. That was really good. Thank you for
All
that.
this bleach in between. I didn't tell you about the person that I know that lives there that works at the Rite Aid.
Rob's drinking tiny bottles of something.
Sweet Jesus.
I know. It's like, I can't deal with it.
It's going to be
Sorry, I
short
missed
and
you.
sweet. Straight to the point.
Deal with it.
Sorry, I missed you.
Could you imagine
I
if
need
Rob ever
something
said
to
to you, like, I have a really long story to tell you?
Oh my God.
God.
I would like retire.
I'd have to, like, go light a fire,
I really
get a
like-
blanket,
Oh,
grab
oh,
some snacks.
somebody.
I worked in a restaurant business. All
Dude,
we did
check
was
out
tell
this-
stories.
Check out this chainsaw. That looks like a really nice chainsaw.
I would not know a nice chainsaw from a not nice chainsaw, I
That
must
thing
say.
is really, really nice chainsaw.
It is. It's a beautiful thing.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
no,
like,
Rob thinks so.
look at
The
that. Look
Walt
how well
over
it's
there.
made. What? I don't know what brand that is. It says Home It. It looks like it's from the 60s, 50s. It's old school. I've never seen one of those. Pretty
Dave,
cool.
let me ask you a quick question.
Oh, boy.
Now, you go to a lot of estate sales in Washington, D.C. or no?
I have not been yet.
Because in my opinion, this is just me thinking in my mind, is that a lot of those guys, those crooks that we were talking about, the lobbyists and stuff like that, what happens is they only work for maybe a year or maybe 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. So what happened is that means that they would be moving in and out. Do you go I'm sure this website he's looking at is estatesale.net. I bet my life that he's on estatesale.net.
Oh, you
Now-
just lost your life.
You lost your life. Even I knew that.
Yeah, you're dumb.
Okay, go on the site estatesale.net. All right.
Kiss my ass.
Why?
Because I'm
Not
not.
you.
I'm doing something right now.
Go to
Not
any
you,
estate
the
sale
other guy.
website you want. Who
I'm like,
cares?
exactly. I'm on one right now.
Yes. Okay, but I'm just saying the other guy, David.
Dave, go on any fucking estate sale website that you want and you'll get the same results pretty much.
And then don't
But-
even look at the pictures and just go to some sale.
Wait, comic books. Wait, comic books, bro. Let me see that.
Star
Go to the
Wars.
comic books. I know comic books. Go. Yeah, those are worth Ugats. Unless you have number one.
900 million are worth Ugats.
Yeah.
All of this is
Yeah.
worth nothing.
And you know, I'm gonna teach Dave because Dave is like a gentleman. you
You're
know what I
gonna
mean? He's not
teach
like-
Dave something. I'm sure Dave's really like, wow.
I'm sure he's
How
got
honored
bated
am
breath.
I am.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Let me get
listen,
my
no. No, Dave-
Dave
No,
got
he
his
says-
notebook.
He says he doesn't go to a lot of estate sales. No.
Dave, get a
Listen,
notebook.
listen. So yeah, get a notebook. Do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. So now, when you analyze, see how what Corey's doing. I do this every single night. What Corey's.
My advice to you is that if you want to get into estate sales, you just go to random. You don't even look at the You don't even look at the pictures. You just pick like 4 or 5 based on like just descriptions and just go and remember the companies, because the company holding the sale is often more important than the actual sale itself.
See, I hear you guys
agree.
mention that quite a bit. So is the difference like companies like pricing or how they function or what's the
Everything. How they waste your time or conserve it, how they make how they build the relationship with you as a buyer, all those things, everything. And see, even though Rob was muted a second ago, he's going to agree with me, right, Rob?
No, no bullshit, but I do. No, Corey, I'll tell you if I disagree with you. But
Yes.
Corey is 100% on the money. The relationship let me tell you something. I seen a guy, he had a jacket, right? Armani Collezione jacket, right? But she hates the lady because the guy's a pain in the ass, right? She told the guy $100 for the jacket. I put the jacket in my pile. Then she's like, $25 for me.
Exactly.
And not because this lady likes me, but not likes me like
it's
she wants to
because
date
you
me.
provide value to her,
Yeah.
and that is it.
And
Not
I don't-
likes
and-
you. Everybody knows that we don't know. We know that you don't mean like that. She wants to whatever.
Hump me.
Whatever. She wants to go to the Jersey Shore with you or something.
It's just the shore.
Even though I troll her one, but now, but Dave, I want to tell you something because this is this is very important.
Whoa, check
Very
out these
important.
guns.
I'm getting my notepad again.
Now, Dave, all right. The relationship, like Corey will agree, the relationship is half the battle.
I didn't agree. I actually made the statement.
That's what he said.
There was no agreement. You agreed with me.
All right.
I don't know what planet you're from.
Planet Fireball whiskey.
Planet, duh.
No, because I love. Listen,
Daniels.
I'm like Corey. I love the estate sales because you know what? The magic happens at the estate sales. That's where magic happens. Right, Corey?
There's just so much stuff. It's mostly they have no idea because a lot of times they don't even have time to sort through it all properly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is awesome, this is great, this is awesome, this is sell for this price, do it. And then all of a sudden,
a lot of times, if they put too many pictures on one item, or like I'll give you an example. You see that this is just my opinion, all right? Corey, you tell me if you agree, you don't agree. Those comic books. Dave, listen, this is very important. Do me a favor. Just listen.
This is over here. I got something important
Here's
to
open.
say.
Now see how he had those comic books, right? See, they were too listen, they were too organized. They were too organized.
Yeah, just because somebody organizes them doesn't mean they know shit.
No. That means but I'm saying is that means they were gonna put a higher value on them.
Not necessarily. That's
not necessarily, but more
You're
often than not.
An assumption. I think that you should
Right?
make the assumptions based on previous data about that particular company.
Yes, okay, but I'm saying in general, would you agree that if they have a nice pile of comic books?
No.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen here because you guys have to see this fucking artwork.
All right, let's see. Where do I go?
This is at an estate sale tomorrow.
Whoa, that's crazy. That looks like what that was
like it's from an optometrist's office.
It definitely is. It's like turn of the century.
I want it, and I bet it's hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, but then you know what that means? It means you got to go in at 3:30 when they're about to shut the door closed.
No, it's going to be the first thing gone. I guarantee it. This is going to go to a Seattle antique store. I would bet my life on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I bet they're charging like $400 for it.
Yeah, and it'll sell for like 12.
All right, how about this one? Oh, look at those suits. Go out. Whoa, go out. Hit the suits.
This?
Yeah, all right, here we go.
There's
you got a leather jacket. You got a lot of leather jacket. See, when I look at a picture, right, Dave, listen to me.
Again? Okay.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
That's all. I just wanted to show those cool fucking eyeglasses. That's it. I'm done. See, look at that. I had a thing I wanted to show. I showed it. I'm done. Let's move on.
But didn't you run into somebody on the way, or you had to pick someone up? And
There was a guy.
He's talking so much. I
Guy.
have to keep muting him.
He works at the Rite Aid.
Oh, jeez. Woo. So I'm trying to figure out where I'm going tomorrow, and Rob won't shut up.
I want to go to yard sales tomorrow, but there's so many. I'm intimidated and don't know where to start.
Managed Moves is having a crazy one. You guys want to see this? Oh, you can see.
Yeah, we can see. That looks like a lot of good junk. Like, I love digging through those big piles of junk.
The one I went to in Seattle, the Seattle one was actually ended up being pretty good. I mean, that guitar I made like $300 on, and then going to the other spot is where I made all the
Where you
money.
got those wheelchair pads, right?
Yeah, that was
Rob
crazy.
turned the lights off. I think Rob is going to go to sleep and just leave his webcam on all night.
That's fine. Maybe he'll just listen and be quiet for a minute.
Don't get your hopes up.
It's fun to. Oh, look at this erector set. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's like some little steam. Is this a distillation machine? Look at that, or a little engine.
Oh my god.
Steam
I'm
engine.
sorry. I
Look at
have to
that.
share my screen again.
Do
You
it.
need to see this.
Okay.
Look at what's in this closet.
That Gucci. Oh my god, how do I get there? Is there a sign-up list for that?
My god, I don't even know where this is. I'm just browsing. I need to look.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna go
It's in Seattle somewhere.
at 6 a.m. Get the sign. Is there a pre-sign up?
There'll probably be a sign up at 6.
Hmm.
Oh my god, I want that right
Dude,
there so
well, you
bad.
could have bought one from me, you goofball.
I know. It was
Dude,
more
there's
money than I
one,
had at the
two,
moment.
I don't even know if they know that that's Gucci. It's just sitting
It
in the
says
closet.
great collection of Gucci handbags, totes, and accessories.
Yeah.
So they know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god.
And look at all these shoes. I see like a ton of Ferragamos just from looking at the
Dude,
pictures.
well, if you
and
have
photos.
Gucci, you got Ferragamo. You got the Ferragucci and the Gucci.
But there wasn't a lot of others. Like, these are just like junky tote bags.
Yeah,
Like, this
and
is
those
nothing.
could be fake Gucci bags.
They very well could be. And
There's
I don't
so
really know
many
enough
fakes.
to.
There are so many fakes. I found.
Oh, I love those pictures.
Like, I know how to tell a bad fake, right? But I'm not very good at telling a good
This
fake.
one's tomorrow at 6
Ooh, look at the Doonies.
I find I never make any money on Dooney and Burke.
I don't
shit.
make money. I collect them. I like them for myself.
Well,
I
I
like
can.
vintage Dooney
There's
Burke.
like 2 at the bins right now.
Yeah, I like some of the vintage ones. The pebble leather, I like those for my everyday usage.
Got it.
Okay, that
Very
was it.
high
I just
quality.
had to show the Gucci.
Dude, why did you fucking do that to me?
I'm sorry.
You know
They're probably not real.
You
It's
know
probably
how
fake.
you know how I feel about
Listen,
Gucci.
this
You
is
know
literally the
you-
basement of this house is full of Beanie Babies.
What
So
do you mean?
No,
I have a feeling
no.
they're
But let's
fake
talk
Gucci.
about how you know how I feel about Gucci.
but it's probably fake.
Ugh. Convince me so I don't drive to Seattle like right now.
It would be you are too tired to do that, and you have actual work to do at your office tomorrow. You can't even do that.
No, I'm going to estate sales in the morning. That's what I have to do. I need to get some crap in my office. They listed pretty much everything but clothing while I was gone, and I have a clothing backlog for Casia, but
I don't think they're real.
How do you-
no.
Yeah, because she's gonna get the.
Fucking
No,
idiot.
I don't know.
I'm gonna see you in line at 6 a.m.
Oh, what are you, Kayla? What are you doing here? Oh, you know, I had an extra hour, a couple free time.
I got a donut in Gucci. I got the donut.
I mean, it would only
and-
take me 30 minutes to get there. It's going to take him 3.5 hours. So
I would drive 3.5 hours to buy that Gucci collection. Definitely. Like 100% yes.
Is there anybody left in the chat?
I don't know.
No? Who cares? There's 11 viewers.
Mal?
Where's Mal?
What happened
Ooh,
to
they
that
gave
boy?
out the address on Craigslist.
Ooh,
No. Dude, give me.
No.
What is it?
ooh, Beaverton.
Ooh, Beaverton.
No, I'm trying to pull it up here.
I fucking hate this guy.
I'm trying to see
That's
how
a
far
town.
it is.
Oh shit! Whoops.
Oh, we have
Somebody,
someone new.
somebody. Who's he? Mal? Mischievous Mal?
No, it's the Millennial Mouse.
About the address on Craigslist.
Ooh.
You gotta,
It's-
you gotta pause.
It's 45 minutes away from me.
Ugh. What's the zip code? It's the Millennial Mouse.
I don't know.
Hi, the Millennial Mouse.
It's not showing me the zip code.
I can hear myself talking.
Millennial
Oh, there we go. Oh, there.
You have to turn your YouTube volume off.
Yeah,
5 minutes away
but
from
you'll still be able to hear us. What's the zip code? It's the Millennial Mouse.
I don't know.
Hi, Millennial Mouse.
Millennial Mouse, you have to mute your YouTube volume.
Yeah, turn volume. It's okay.
You have to turn your YouTube volume off.
Yeah, or just close YouTube. You'll be able to hear us.
Yeah, just get rid of YouTube.
Is that better?
Yeah, so you can still hear us through the chat program, and that way we're not hearing ourselves through YouTube.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, how's it going?
Pretty good.
What's up?
I have 2 questions.
Sure, why don't you introduce yourself to the channel since this is your first time hanging out?
I've actually watched you guys quite a few times, so it doesn't feel like my first time. It's very bizarre.
Well, it shouldn't, but it is. So tell us your name and where you're from.
yeah.
And...
I'm from Long Beach, so right outside LA.
Okay.
My real name is Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
I go by Millennial, extremely short.
All of those things. All of those things.
I'm just learning.
Yeah. So you said you had. Oh, I'm sorry. You're a little. We got a little lag. Do you have something else like running in the background, like streaming, maybe like Netflix or something like that? Because your video.
Probably not. Hold on. I think it's probably my TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn that shit off.
Stop, Rob.
Robert, behave yourself. We
Anymore,
have
I just-
company.
Yes, Mom?
So,
Okay, let's see. That's not
is that better?
possibly. You're very, very laggy.
Yeah, come on and come back.
Close this window. Close this window. Like, you need to stop any other streams so that you can get your full parity. Stop any other streams, and then close this window and then reopen it again, okay? Just click. Oh, you don't have the link. Hold on a second. Oh, wait. Oh, I think you're good, though. No, you're not good. Damn.
Nah.
Yeah, you've got to stop any other stream. You've got to stop any other streaming data. Google Hangouts is very data intensive, but that's how you learn.
Corey, I put the address in the chat window here.
Oh, perfect. But if she closes this, she won't see the chat window either. So she.
No, I
copied and
put the
pasted.
address of the estate sale I was showing you.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
There you go.
Okay, so which one are you? So now you have two open.
Is that better?
Well,
Let me eject this one. Let me see. Yeah, that's better. I mean, slightly.
I think so.
Yeah. There is some movement. Yeah, so you said you had 2 questions for us?
And you guys were talking about garage sale or estate sale. On the really that was a bunch of Disney stuff, and it's by Anaheim, so it's right by Disneyland. And it's got like a bunch of like Club 33 character exclusives. But I'm like,
Sure.
is it even worth my time to try and go? Because I feel like they're all probably going to note that shit's probably super expensive.
So let's try this. At the top of your screen, there's a little like video camera, and it has like the X mark through it. Let's turn off your video So there you go. Now repeat your question series.
So I found an estate sale that's in Anaheim, which is right by Disneyland, and it's like not too far from Disneyland. And they have a bunch of Club 33 stuff. They have a bunch of character exclusives, a lot of vintage Disney stuff. But honestly, I don't even know if it's worth going because I feel like that they would probably already know the value of this stuff or somewhere close where it's going to be too expensive.
Well, I mean, the question is, what's too expensive, and what can you afford to buy and sell? What margins do you need? And I mean, there are lots of opportunities out there, and this may not be the right opportunity, but the only way to really know is to be there and have the ability to assay that opportunity. Okay, you can never even. There's some companies, like I've purchased like solid gold for 20 cents on the dollar when they had gold priced over 50% the week before. I mean, this is a really strange game, and it's really a numbers game, and I'm just gonna be very, very like curious about that. Like, a single sale isn't what you really want to focus on. You kind of want to focus on, and I know this doesn't really answer your question, but I think there's a bigger question that you're asking, and it's this: like, if you're really serious about this and you really want to take it to the next level, you need to find these opportunities like this Anaheim opportunity and assay them. And if you need to be you feel like you need to be the first in to do that, figure out how to do that. And if you can't, then figure out how you get to the opportunities that you can acquire. Okay? Does that make sense?
Can I jump in?
I think
Chloe?
you're trying to understand what, like, I feel like it's like the same thing with like Goodwills and stuff like that. They're all jacking up their prices and stuff. I feel like places like estate sales, they're probably going to do their research in advance.
No.
They're probably going to know what happens.
Yeah, so
and you won't know until you get there. Like, there's no way to tell unless they have prices on their items in their pictures.
Exactly.
You can't know. I've gone into estate sales and I've said, like, oh man, I know that this thing that is really amazing is going to be gone like first thing. And I walk in and no one is even looking at it and it's priced amazingly. And then I go to the next sale and it's the complete opposite. So like, if it's convenient for you to go, if it's within a reasonable distance, right? If you think that these items are worth a certain amount of money and that's worth it to you, then it's worth going.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say. And it's not, when I was talking about a numbers game kind of thing, you really have to get out there and try the opportunities. Just because this one isn't right, is what I'm saying, doesn't mean that the next one won't be, or that there aren't multiple opportunities out there at the same time. Like, worrying about whether the opportunity is right or not isn't going to take you as far as actually taking the action to make the discovery. That's kind of what I was saying. And I know it sounds, I'm not trying to be like terse or rude or whatever. I'm trying to really, really help you and give you the advice that I wish I had when I was thinking about the things that you're thinking about now.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to evaluate because I feel like at this point, I feel like so many people already know what the value of their item is.
But you're making an assumption, and you can't make that assumption because you don't have evidence to make that assumption unless you know the company, you know the buyers in the area. You need more information to make the claim that you're making. So for me, you need to go there and find out. And
the other thing is, like, even if the Disney stuff is gone, right? Like, let's say somebody comes in and swipes that Disney stuff immediately. What if right behind that Disney stuff is this other type of item that you also have a lot of knowledge on that nobody else does?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily going to be a complete wash, even if that particular stuff is not a good fit for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Unless you go. So if this is like crazy out of your way and you were only going for this one particular, Disney item, that's a different story. But if it's convenient enough for you to go and give it a shot, and it won't be like day ruining if the items that you are interested in aren't what you thought, then I would say just go.
Yeah, we're all constantly taking risks with our time and our money, and
Calculated risks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some people don't take calculated risks. Some people go to casinos and gamble, but yeah, these are definitely calculated risk. And it sounds like you understand the market a little bit, so maybe you have more information than they do, and maybe they want to get rid of it, and maybe they want to sell all of it today. And there are a lot of other factors, and maybe they don't understand how to identify the different types. And it shouldn't really. It shouldn't be. It should be like, I can provide value to them by purchasing at a fair price, and they can provide value to me by providing this unique item. You don't have to get it for free in order for it to be a great deal.
Yeah.
Corey, can I jump in for a minute?
Absolutely.
I'm going to bed,
you.
yo. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Dave.
Night, Dave. It was nice talking to you, buddy.
Always a pleasure.
Millennium Mouse. What's your name?
Ashley.
Ashley, how you doing? My name is Rob. All right. Now,
Let me ask you a question.
Now let me ask you a question. No, seriously. How many days sale? Is this a 1-day sale, 2-day sale, 3-day sale? How many days?
3.
See, 3 days, in my opinion, I get nervous. Okay, 3 days doesn't look.
Don't listen to what he's saying.
Okay, so the thing that really kind of intrigued me about the sale is you would think in a sale like that, when they're listing it, so it's on an estate sale website, try to find it, you would think that they would put something about Disney in the title of their listing. That's a great example of how they don't understand like marketing and how it works and how the importance of keywords and it's like they had a ton of keywords in their description, but it's like getting someone to open that up. It was just like Anaheim, California estate sale. Okay.
So I found the estate sale, and I'm looking at the pictures because I'm nosy like that.
Yeah.
Actually, Kayla's like a search insane.
A little bit. And I mean, I'm not a big Disney buff. I don't know a ton about Disney stuff, but the stuff does look cool. It definitely does look like.
Can you post the link to it?
I can screen share it too.
Yeah. Do that. The thing that intrigued me was the Club 33 stuff, because I do know how rare Club 33 is. It looks like they definitely know what that is.
Yeah. Because they're showcasing it very specifically.
Yeah. But
that's amazing. That clock is amazing.
That is fucking cool as.
Can I jump in, please?
No. If you're going to talk about like what you're afraid of and why you're afraid of it, then you cannot talk. We're here
I'm not talking about afraid.
I'm like, afraid. I'm just afraid it's a 3-day sale. I don't want to hear that nonsense. I'm going to mute you again. It doesn't change the opportunity whether it's a 3-day sale.
I didn't say it's a bad opportunity. I'm
saying it doesn't change the opportunity. And
the timing is different. The timing. It's not about the opportunity. I understand the opportunity to be just as a 1-day
day anyway, just to see.
Yes,
I'm interested.
That's what I'm trying to say. I agree with you, but don't cut me. Do me a favor. Can you listen to me finish? So
the reason I started this channel was to cut you off when I felt like it.
Ashley, how you doing? This is me, Rob, talking. Right? You hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me or no?
Yes.
I'm far away. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in
He's
Long
far
Island.
away, so maybe you can't hear him.
God, Ashley laughing at least.
Ashley, you know where Long Island is? Have you ever heard of Long Island?
Yes, I grew up in Philadelphia. I know where Long Island is.
Okay, that's where I live. I live in Long Island.
Can you be quiet for a second so Kayla can tell us about what she's seeing in these pictures? Or Ashley can tell us what she's seeing about these pictures.
Because I feel like these are prices that I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think they are too.
I feel like this says $5, but I don't know what that is.
Or
like that could be.
It totally looks like $5. It does. And these prices look really low. Like this is like $20.
But this stuff does not look like anything very special to me. This looks like much more recent stuff, most of it.
Yeah.
But there's definitely like that says $5. I'm sure of it. But these are like some relatively new plush.
It's written on a Post-it note.
Oh shit! Look at this. Okay, so
Yeah,
Ashley, I see this quilt right here, and this is making me like very excited because
salivate.
this looks like if I had to guess, like a 60s, maybe 50s
to me, man.
vintage quilt.
Oh
And
my
I don't know
God.
if this looks handmade, probably, but maybe not. But regardless,
really
these
looks
vintage
handmade.
quilts,
It's
this
got
could
like,
be worth hundreds of dollars.
oh
Like
yeah,
I don't,
dude.
I
That thing
can't
is
tell from
sick.
one picture, but that's
And then-
just my
Yeah,
assessment.
yeah, dude.
Oh,
That is
look, so
pretty
there's
crazy
totally
piece.
prices on this stuff,
Yeah, look.
I was
but I don't know
feeling
exactly.
$20.
the people that lived here before that had this stuff, I feel like that they must have like worked at Disney from like the jump or something like that. Because there's a
Or
bunch
if
of
you live in
character
Anaheim, I mean,
exclusives too.
there
So
was what?
can I stop everyone just for a second and ask, is this by an estate sale company or the homeowner?
It's an estate sale company.
Okay. Look, this little thing's $10. I'm sorry, Ashley, you can continue. I wanted to get that out there.
Well, no, I said I just because of some of the older stuff they have, I feel like, and there's also a bunch of character exclusives, which is only for people that had worked there, I believe.
Oh.
But you can still collect that stuff, though. I mean, it does come up for sale at auction and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
but
Wallpaper.
you're right. They could have worked
Disney
with that.
wallpaper.
That's insane. That is insane.
But these people were Disney obsessed.
How
Yeah.
far are you from this, approximately?
It's in Anaheim.
I would have to check with Trapper. Let me see.
But I mean, are you like an hour or are you like 4 hours?
Oh, definitely not 4 hours. Like I'm definitely, if I'm more than an hour, I'm 46 minutes.
Okay.
Go.
I'd say go.
Holy shit.
This is $550 though.
Yikes.
Here, let's see. Where did I have that? I just
Because
lost
like I
it.
started looking up some of the Club 33 stuff, and then some of the Club 33 stuff that they were featuring wasn't going for that much. But I feel like if they have that Club 33 stuff, they probably have more of it.
Yep, you're probably right.
Okay, so like that one thing they have there is super overpriced.
Like, where did they even come up with that price?
Like this one looks pretty similar,
This
100
one.
something.
Look at the one at the top, like the highest price ever. There's 60 results, which is a lot. Yeah, $172.
172 brand new.
And they're asking $550?
Unless this is like a different version. Oh,
Or-
this is a different version.
Or
Look at the base.
it's a set. Yeah,
Look at the base on this,
Mhm.
and look at the base on this.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe that other one is like a proof.
Yeah, so
Damn.
may not be comparing apples to apples there. Still doesn't mean that it's necessarily worth 500, but I
Could be
can't.
worth 5,000. You never know.
I can't say.
Like, I don't see another one. But that is a lot of money for some.
It is, and you would definitely want to know what you had before you were putting money down on that.
Yeah, that's cool.
This
It's a
is super
Coca-Cola
cool.
ad. It's a printed Coca-Cola ad. That's 1993. It's not that good. Looked older, but
So, I mean, I would say if nothing else, go and check it out, but go
Yeah.
with a budget. Know what you're looking for. Don't just go in and be like, I'm just gonna spend money. Like,
and don't give up because like this didn't work. There's tons of opportunities that do work all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like this could be like, I mean it is weird for sure. Like I can see why it was confusing for you, definitely now looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's I haven't really done estate sales really, so it would be one of my first ones actually going in for this type of purpose. Let's put
That's
it that
cool.
way.
That's cool, but I just want you to know that there are awesome estate sales all over the place, and sometimes it only takes 2 or 3 or 4 items to really do really, really well.
so like here's that cuckoo clock they have.
Mhm.
$120, $89. I can't tell what they're asking for it, but you know,
yeah, you can find another one.
there's a reference, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashley, can I ask you a question?
Go for it. Ask quickly.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Now, do you usually sell Disney stuff, or you're just interested in getting into Disney?
I have started getting into Disney, but more of clothing Disney, because mainly my main geek is clothing. But because I am so close to Disney, and also because I used to have Disney collectibles when I was younger, it's something that would be an easy transition for me.
Okay.
And I also have a brother that is legit obsessed with Disney.
Oh, that's good.
That's how I found out about 33 Club. I would have never known about it if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, because see, this sale already started today. Okay, you saw it, right? So it's a 3-day sale, but it started Thursday.
Oh, it started Thursday. Yeah. That
I just found out about it today.
Yeah, that does definitely change things. So I would say that if it's half price tomorrow, go. Today wouldn't be the best day to go because excuse me, Friday wouldn't be the best day to go. I thought that you were talking about the first day. I wouldn't go to this sale on the second day. I would go to it on the third day.
Yes,
at this point, yeah.
Now
I think tomorrow is the third day, right? Or is third day Sunday?
This says Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday would be the third day.
See.
Tomorrow's only Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Today is
my
Friday.
days
It's
are
already after midnight, so it's already Friday. Now, the thing is this. Ashley, how you doing?
good.
Now, what he's trying to say is this. Sometimes, in my opinion, okay, that if they put the high prices in the beginning, the guys that showed up very early, they get discouraged. They say, fuck, I ain't coming back. Now, if it's not too far from you, you can go tomorrow, okay? Find out what they want. If the key is this. You got to know when you're looking at these items, right? Like I'm assuming, and Corey's assuming, Kayla's assuming, you did your research on these items already, that you already kind of know, you have a feeling what they're going to sell for. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so when you go back tomorrow, you'll have a feeling that they're going to, when you go there, say, oh, I see this cool clock. Oh, what are you looking for this? And you're going to get a feeling from them. If they say, oh, let's say it sells for $120 on eBay, and they're like, oh, I got to get $100. You know that they're getting aggressive. But if they're at $50, whatever it is, you say, you know what, you think you could do $25, $30, whatever, boom, boom, and you grab it. But
I think
if
so.
you really like, well, I'm sorry, go Corey.
Yeah, you're fine. Jacob, so I don't know how many of these shows you've watched. Are you on Instagram as well, Ashley?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll follow you on there. I don't follow a ton of people just because it just becomes too much like stuff in the feed, So I'll follow you on there. But now I forgot what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought completely, and I had an important question.
Don't blame me. Don't blame me.
I know. Well, I have to blame somebody. Jacob from Portland Pickers, he's been on, if you watch the early shows, he was on a lot of the early shows. He's been busier lately, so he hasn't come on the show, but you'll see him around. What he does is he goes in like at the middle of the third day, the last day, and he just says, hey, I'm going to make a pile of stuff and buy it. And basically that's all he does. So we pick in the same town, and we've seen, it's May, and we haven't seen each other at the same sale once.
Okay.
So he does very well, So he comes in and does like kind of a mini liquidation at the end. He likes to buy toys and
car
parts and that kind of thing. And I'm not saying that's the way that you should go. I'm saying like there's still opportunity at every point in the game. There's at every point in the process of the liquidation of this stuff. There's so much stuff out there, Ashley. You're just gonna. as you get more and more into this and gain some confidence and see some real estate sales where people were like hoarders, you'll just seriously. I've been in houses where the estate sale company basically just opened up and just started letting people take boxes outside.
Yeah.
You're laughing, but it's true.
I think the first video I watched, full video I watched of this was your Pendleton haul.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, that came out straight out of a dude who worked for Pendleton who was also a hoarder. And you didn't see the second part of it when I went back and got 40 more blankets.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're not all blankets, but a lot of them are blanket fragments and blanket sections. And they sell, some of them are sold for just as much as the blankets. So I got 40 more pieces total. And yeah, I paid like $500 for them. You know.
Dang. Now, Ashley, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now, Ashley, you mostly sell clothing right now, and then you're trying to get into the collectibles. Is that what you said?
I have collectible baseball cards as well.
Okay, but not clothing. You said you weren't a big clothing seller. Is that what you said, or you didn't?
I
say
am.
that?
I sell mostly clothing right now.
Woman's clothing, I'm assuming, right?
Actually, I have a good amount of men's as well.
Oh, because now, if you're in California, especially, there, like what Corey, I think he's trying to say is, there's certain places that in the estate sales where you can show up, especially at the end of the day, and they'll have a closet full of stuff, especially women's clothing. In the East Coast, sometimes you go there and they have a ton of shit just packed. Even at the end of the day, it could be a 2-day, 3-day sale, they still have women buy so much shit, so they can have.
That's very
right?
Sexist. People.
Okay, but
Jesus Christ.
I worked at a job
okay.
where I've got like endless amounts of free clothes, so I 100% completely understand.
All right. So what happens is, here's if you're a clothing seller, like especially in California, you can go to some of these sales, and then you just say, "Look, you see this closet? I'll give you $100."
Yep.
And then you just scoop up the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
At the end,
maybe on the last day.
At the end, last day, which he's saying, what Kayla's saying. At the end, not when they just open the door and
you
there's
see that Starburst
people
clock
outside. I'm sorry?
I saw like a 1950s Starburst clock. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah, right.
Yeah, because see, like what I'm trying to say, what I'm sure Corey and Kayla agree with, that the pictures when they focus in too much on the picture.
There, yeah.
Is that what that is?
No.
Oh no, it's like a spoke on something. Okay, I thought it was one of those crazy Starburst clocks. Wishful thinking.
Oh yeah, remember that one? That was a nice looking clock. Remember that? Did you go to that sale with that nice clock?
You talking to me?
I don't know. Was it in Oregon or Washington?
Oregon. It was right off the Oregon Trail.
Guy.
Was that on the Oregon Trail?
It was right before we died of dysentery.
Look at these prices.
Hey, I have that in the card game.
Do you?
Yes.
Oregon Trail.
Celebrate these money they're used to.
Dude,
now,
if I was on the Oregon Trail with Rob, I would have committed Hari like on the 4th day.
Now
I would have tried to get dysentery.
I got an amoeba, so I didn't like an ear-eating amoeba.
Now, when did you move from Philadelphia?
The first time and the second time.
Oh, a couple of times. All right, but Philadelphia, the city, or around the city?
Or Philadelphia, what, the country?
The moon.
No, because some people
the moon that orbits Pluto.
No, because look,
Philadelphia when I was
somebody's from California.
old and I'm now 32.
I say I live outside of New York. I don't say I live. Some people don't know where the hell Long Island is.
Nobody cares.
I tell everyone I live in Seattle. I don't need to tell everyone the suburb that I live in.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, that coral's nice. How much do they want for the coral?
$12.
Really?
Yeah, it's real too.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Angel skin coral. There's probably some Bakelite in there somewhere.
I
I've been on a Bakelite tear. There it is.
Yep,
Nope.
I bet.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
and
not
that
it.
jade, is that jade above that coral right there?
No, no.
Right there, I know. What is that?
No. It's too blue.
Well, there's blue jade. This just isn't any type of jade.
Right there. What is that? You gotta teach me. I need to
This?
learn too.
It's like
That doesn't
Yeah, what is that?
look like anything, really.
like glass to me.
Oh,
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Doesn't look like anything. I passed up buying an entire like 50-gallon bucket of this stuff.
What?
It was like beads, yeah. I didn't know. And then
now let me
I
ask you a
looked
question.
it up
What would you
later,
do?
and I
Would
was
you
like,
put it on eBay?
whoa. Yeah.
He dresses in it.
Yeah, there was enough to make a dress out of. Definitely. It would be like a very clinky.
Ooh, those shoes looked interesting.
With shoes. Oh, yeah.
The ones
They're
on
like
with the print.
cowboy.
Oh,
Ooh,
I don't think that's a print. That looks like real shit.
yeah.
to
No,
me.
you're right.
is that ostrich? No.
It's rose
That looks like
shoes in
something Japan. Those are vintage.
from the
Tokyo.
50s. Yeah, those are from the 50s or 60s. Look at that. That's
I-
python. That's
I
python.
love that so much.
The python
Ooh, that is hot.
rose
Python
shoes. Look up rose shoes snake on eBay. Let's see here.
Say hello to my little. Say hello to my little friend.
I don't see anything really. I see Gucci.
Derek Rose. Fuck him.
What? Gucci?
Yeah, it was like, I don't see what you're looking for. How about this instead?
Yeah, no
It was
thanks.
like, do you want to buy Gucci?
Gucci.
So, Ashley, so you would consider yourself like a very, very new reseller, is that right?
Yeah, for the most part. As far as that type of stuff, I've been doing the clothing thing for a little while now.
Okay, what's a little while?
Well, full-time or part-time?
Forever time.
Forever time. I mean, I've dabbled in it ever since I went to school for fashion merchandising.
Okay, so
Ooh.
like 10 years, 15 years,
So,
800
Like,
years?
retail company for the past 8 years. So like always kind of dabbled in it for the most part.
Well, when you say like work for a retail company dabbled, I'm talking about doing it like this.
Like this.
Like actually selling things on your own on the platform without the financial backing of anybody else. What's up?
Since December.
Okay, so you're a very new reseller. So this is one suggestion I'm going to make for you. I mean, I haven't seen your eBay store or anything, and later maybe we can review it. I'm very, very tired right now, but is shoes. Shoes on eBay are amazing. They're plentiful. They can be found in excellent condition, and the condition really, really matters. There's something that wears out. People can have the same sweater for their entire lives. It's hard for them to have the same pair of shoes for their entire lives. So a lot of them don't go into like a preserved state. So finding them in that state makes them more valuable. And there's lots of them out there. There's a guy called, have you heard of Tino the Soul Advisor?
Heard of them, yeah.
He produced 2 guides, and they're like $35 to $40, and it's like 100 women's shoe brands and 100 men's shoe brands, and it like gives you the brands and then some to look at, and it's in like a graphic form, and I really suggest it for new eBay sellers because shoes are just, eBay is the world's marketplace for used shoes. So kind of aligning yourself with how the platforms that you sell on work and tailoring your product selection to, at least partially to the buyer, can be really important. I don't know if that's something you've kind of thought about, but like I'm looking at these shoes right now and I'm thinking, gosh, man, if I didn't have shoes, my life on eBay would not be the same. Shoes are so important on eBay for me.
Yeah, I'm just like eBay is still very, very, very new to me. My main platform for a while now, since before I was doing this seriously, has been Poshmark.
Oh, yeah. You know, the thing about the difference between eBay and Poshmark, you know, Poshmark has a higher conversion like rate, much higher than eBay. It has much lower traffic though. So more people who go on Poshmark to buy. A lot of people go on eBay to sell, compare items, do all kinds of things. So your conversion rate's, you know, 1 to 2%, but there's 55 times more traffic on eBay than there is Poshmark. I'm not saying that's going to last forever, but at this today, it's true.
Yeah.
Just to give you some perspective, that's it.
I will say, Ashley, I'm looking at your eBay and stuff, and your photos are great, and your products look great. Like, you've got a good amount of stuff for sale. I'm not going to critique your store right now because you didn't ask for it, and I just want to compliment you.
I'm more than welcome to it. I just had Chris 10K on the Bay do a quick, like, you know, quick review for me as well, and he helped me. I just adjust a bunch of my prices and stuff like that.
What's your
your photos look really nice, and I think you've got a good store, and your Poshmark looks really nice too.
Thanks.
Oh, you're looking at her on Poshmark because she's not on eBay.
No, she is on eBay. I was looking at both.
What's her eBay name?
The Millennial Mouse.
Sorry.
Kayla, you didn't give me any compliments.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Rob, go to sleep.
How come you don't compliment me? Why not?
Drink too
Oh,
much.
No. You
It's
need to
the
go to sleep,
Millennial Mouse.
Millenial.
Apparently, a lot of people spell millennial wrong because for a while
you should change your username. I like how you have your Posh name different.
Ooh,
I think your eBay username is very difficult to spell.
But the thing is,
that
a
would
lot
be
of people,
my suggestion.
The funny thing is a lot of people find it difficult to spell. Like, they misspell it wrong the first time, but it's spelled correctly. Because at first I was like, "Fuck, did I?"
No, I just think that people are dumb, myself included, because I would have spelled it wrong.
You're a people.
Yeah,
because I am also a people.
People were like, like when I met her, like, they couldn't the concept of what my Poshmark name was because it's Mouse AM. It's Mouse and then my initials.
I think you could find a better.
You got style. I like your listings. I think you have cool stuff. And if you've seen my other reviews, I'm generally pretty brutal. When it comes to eBay. Shut up.
No, some of them look like a.
They are stock photos. Yes.
Well, some of them are stock photos, but her photos are very good.
Her actual photos, they're pretty good.
No, I think good. I'm not saying
most of the photos
are
either new or tags.
Yeah, I don't use stock photos.
I do sometimes because they look better, but very rarely.
Are for and as only store.
Uh-oh.
I know they don't check that shit.
Oh,
they don't?
Nope. They will for Hervé Leger, but they don't for BCBG.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I worked there for 8 years. I have lots of BCBG. It has a terrible resale value.
Yes, it does, and I almost never pick it up.
Every time I see someone pick it up, and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited! It retails for $700." Like, yeah, girl, you're gonna get like $20 for it.
I did pick up a BCBG runway piece because it looked really cool, and it's like had no views, nothing. Like, yeah, I'm not even getting views on it, but I only paid like $2 for it.
Their leather jackets do really well, and they made some leather trench coats that do really, really, really well.
Yeah, I just sold a leather jacket, but I won't sell my jacket collection because I do have a BCBG jacket collection, and I won't sell it.
Well, maybe that's why they demand so much money because people don't want to sell them. But yeah, I was very surprised at how much I picked up, like, I bought a whole closet of jackets, and that was like the first one to sell out of like 40, and it sold for like almost $100, and I was like, damn.
If you're gonna buy BCBG jackets or super trendy dresses.
Yeah, definitely.
Ashley.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I think it's bedtime
Yeah,
for
dude,
everyone.
it's really no, you don't get any more questions. You're done.
One more.
No, you need to go to sleep. You're gonna say
don't
something
don't
inappropriate.
answer any of his questions. We're just gonna pretend he doesn't exist for a minute. Anyway,
Why?
no more. We're done. We're done. This is over.
You had your chance.
It's over.
Now your chance is over.
You could try to flirt with
It's over,
Ashley
Johnny.
later. It's so terrible, Rob. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. It was
Mhm.
lovely to see all of you.
Good night.
And speak with all of you. Ashley, thanks for coming on and
Yeah,
chatting with us. And
For having me join.
yeah,
Of course.
absolutely. You're always welcome. As long as you don't talk to Rob. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody in the chat.
Peace.